you're about to listen to is incredibly stupid. Listener discretion is advised.
I love how Ted's
going
Ted
like,
has just
"No,
become
man.
the
No,
voice in
man."
the background.
Yeah.
That's what you're
No.
going to be known for.
Oh, someone out there's really enjoying Ted just moaning in the background. They're like, yeah, do that more, Ted. That's good for me. Keep doing it.
Featuring Panama Ted,
I'm a dork and stupid.
Timmy Hall,
I love a good, thin meat.
and a crap ton of random sounds from the internet.
His lower body is ridiculously thick.
You're a little stupid.
Not on my watch.
My butt's sore. Holler.
I like that laugh.
Welcome to Man and Bone.
Happy Wednesday to you. Timmy, Wednesday, it's Thursday. My God, I'm already off to a bad start. T-Bone and Timmy here.
It's been a week, man.
It's been a week.
Yeah, it has been a week.
We've got a lot to get to today. We will talk about how Buckeye basketball's got some options for this year. We got someone in that, I don't know. Timmy, I'm going to be curious to see if you're optimistic about this guy. We're going to talk about the Browns having some problems at quarterback. We're going to talk about a terrible bet made by a former NBA player. Bill Belichick's a hypocrite. But we're starting off with the biggest news of the day. I mean, Timmy, you were in the office when we saw this. The white smoke emerged from my
neighbor's lawnmower?
No.
Because it was 5 feet tall, and it was right, though. It was right. Predicted the Pope.
Sistine Chapel. They had the smoke come out.
That's right.
And we're all on pins and needles. Who's going to be the new Pope? The guy emerged, and we're looking at each other. Well, I don't know what the Cardinals all look like by sight. I'm not aware.
I don't know.
I'm not even Catholic. But I'm fascinated by the pomp and circumstance and everything that they do with this. I think it's very interesting to me.
Right.
I find the whole procedure interesting.
They were all watching the Conclave, the movie with Tooch.
Yeah,
and
they
Fines, just to sort of refamiliarize themselves with the process and what goes on.
This Pope is going to be known as Pope Leo the 14th. Let him live.
Leo!
But his name is Cardinal Robert Prevost. Robert Prevost is from Chicago. That means,
yeah, baby.
first time ever.
Let's go.
It's American Pope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
From Chicago.
America's back, baby.
The Bears. It's great. I couldn't believe that. First American Pope.
Oh, really?
In history.
I knew that. I'm not Catholic, but I don't follow this a ton. But I mean, I figure we've only had probably 7 or 8 bites at the apple to get a Pope that's American, right? Maybe 10. America hasn't been around that long, you know?
That's true.
So I mean, a lot of options there, but you haven't had a Pope that was from America ever until today. He is 69 years old. Is now Pope Leo the 14th, Cardinal Robert Prevost. Previously, he is the first American pontiff in history. Apparently, he started in Chicago, but then spent much of his career in South America as he served as a bishop in Peru. And
quite a background, right?
Yeah, they said he led the Augustinian sect, I guess, of Catholicism. Again, not Catholic.
Everybody knows about the Augustinian sect.
Here's the thing. They said because he led that, he had experience leading like a worldwide movement of Catholics. It was just a smaller group than, all Catholics. But he understood how to deal with all the different intricacies, so that's part of what made him.
I read that all Catholic group, that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.4 billion.
It's a lot of people.
Man, what did we determine yesterday or 2 days ago? We were talking about could we fit all of the people on Earth in the Grand Canyon? The answer is, of course, yes, 9,000 times over.
Oh, yeah.
We got about 8.5 billion people?
Yeah.
So Catholics are a big chunk.
Yeah.
Big, huge chunk.
What's that?
As people know.
I'm going to say about 15%, it sounds like.
Something like that, if you can math it.
Yeah. So,
how many popes have there been?
Oh, I looked this up. Do you know? Because I can tell you. I looked it up earlier today.
I can tell you too. So it sounds like we both
Teddy,
know.
have you looked this up?
Teddy, do you know?
How many popes do you think we've had over the years?
Probably like
guess.
267.
You idiot.
What is it?
You know what? You nailed it, buddy. That's it.
Actually,
what he is.
Actually, 266 popes is listed by the Annuario Pontifico, the Pontifical
close.
yearbook. But some sources
They haven't
quote a
gotten
number
him
of
in there.
267.
They haven't put him in yet. He's 267.
Maybe that puts it to 268 then.
No, I think it's two. I think Ted was right.
267.
I think Ted was right on. This guy went to Villanova. I say this guy, the new pope, went to Villanova.
Big DiVincenzo fan, I'm sure.
Well, yeah,
Maybe he's an Archidiacono guy. I don't know.
Couldn't be
Raleigh Massimino. Sure, he's a big fan.
Be a Jalen Brunson guy. Why not?
Probably is enjoying Jalen Brunson in the NBA playoffs.
Maybe that's why the Knicks have been doing so well.
I really hope he's a college basketball fan. I mean, if you went to Villanova, how can you not be? How can you not be a basketball guy if you went there?
Now, people were pointing out that he was in Chicago at some. They were pointing out that he was in Chicago for a period of time where he would have known like a variety of sports figures from Chicago. I also saw, I retweeted, I can't remember who it was, but saying that the Chicago has now still not had a 4,000-yard passer in the Bears history.
That's Annie Agar's
That's who
account.
It was,
yeah.
They haven't had a 4,000-yard passer, but they got a pope.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's produce the first pope before Chicago can produce a 4,000-yard quarterback. What did she do? Were the Big Ten meetings her claim to fame?
Maybe.
Where she would pretend, she would like set herself up in the camera and she would pretend to be a different program.
Oh, right.
In the Big Ten
yes. She did a lot of those.
Conduct some of those Zoom meetings, I think.
That's right.
It's kind of what set her aflame.
That's right. Well, congratulations to everybody who is Catholic, who is waiting on this news. If you're happy about it, great. If you're mad about it, me too. I don't know. All I know about all of this stuff when it comes to the Vatican, I check in on the Vatican once a year, and that is during the Christmas Eve, Christmas morning mass. I will watch that when I am like all done with all the Christmas preparations. I will watch It's a Wonderful Life, then the news, then that, which I will say probably isn't on 10. Now that I think that I mentioned that, I'm admitting I watched another channel. The point is, that is when I will, and I'm just fascinated by all the, traditions and things like that. I know nothing about it, didn't grow up in the Catholic Church, but I'm fascinated by it. So
yeah,
this had my attention today.
When I was actually hoping that upon word that we were going to have an American Pope here for the first time, I was hoping that this Pope went to school in Columbus, Ohio. But either way, he went to Villanova. That's all well and good, because for people that, live up around 270 and High Street, you may have noticed a very, very beautiful structure, a beautiful building. Maybe you didn't pay 2 cents to it, but it's called the Josephinium. It's the Pontifical College Josephinium. It's right near York, where I play golf, where the club is. And I was reading up about it. It says it's the only pontifical seminary outside of Italy. The one.
Yeah.
The one and only.
Yeah.
And it's here in the States in Columbus. And it's got a papal link to it, making it the only seminary in the U.S. to hold pontifical status. It was granted by Pope Leo the 13th in 1892.
Wait. So that was the last Pope Leo.
That was the last Pope Leo.
This is the next Pope Leo.
This guy wanted to take on the name Leo.
So he must be, I think that's how that works, right? You take on the name of a pope that you feel like did a good job, or you like something about.
I got to read up more about that, but I think
maybe
it's your choosing, right?
Maybe this pope will come to Columbus to see the Pontifical College. That, you know what I mean? Maybe he'll be here.
I'm sure do they call them students, or do they have a different name? Are they students, or is it something else?
I'm not sure.
College?
Seminary students, I guess.
They would love to have them.
Well, here's what I
roll out the red carpet for the Pope.
What an honor that would be for the Pope to come to, the north side of Columbus, Worthington area.
We could have him speak at the shoe.
I have two thoughts on that. One, if the Pope goes to the Pontifical College here, like shows up just to stop by, traffic on 23 will be don't even bother.
Yeah. I mean, that's even with all the fancy stuff they built with the underpass and all that stuff. Yeah.
Also, maybe if that happens, I hope that Bob Capace will get a chance to meet the Pope, because that feels like something we'd want to have happen. That seems like a nice thing. He's a Worthington guy. Pontifical College is right there. If the new Pope comes there, God bless. Let's make that happen.
I'm also looking forward to the new drama series on CBS, Chicago Pope.
Chicago Pope?
Yeah.
I got to ask, I know Dom.
Mondays at 8 p.m.
Dom Tiberi speaking. Chicago Pope. I know this is not what it will be, but I just picture the Pope watching a Bears game, right? That's just a funny image to me because
With the sweater on.
there's so many other things you
Dressed
should be
like
worried
Ditka.
about if you're the Pope, but he's probably going to check in on the Bears.
Can he watch? I mean,
What can he watch? He's
can
the
he watch
Pope.
stuff on? Can he have fun on Sunday?
TVs. Well, you can maybe
You
little
can you enjoy
DVR, little YouTube TV.
Can you enjoy football on the Sabbath, or is that
I don't know.
when you're in the Vatican?
I mean, Notre Dame's gotten by with football on Saturdays for a while. I'm sure they can find a way to get the information.
That's Saturday.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I'll have to go out and check with Dom Tiberi. I know he was very locked in on all this proceedings too, so I'm going to see if I can get his thoughts as well. Meanwhile, there's a photo from Browns camp they're doing rookie mini camp, but some of the veterans are there too. There's a photo circulating that has caused some problems for one of their quarterbacks. We'll discuss that next. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 25-minute delay due to the concert traffic that's on northbound 71 on the north side between East Broad Street and 11th Avenue. And expect another delay due to an accident that's on Refugee Road at Fairwood Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week, we salute U.S. Navy veteran Ronald Jordan. For over 25 years, Ronald has served our country and community, flying critical missions, protecting top officials, and keeping our streets safe as a Springfield police officer and homicide detective. With retirement around the corner, he's looking forward to traveling with his wife. Thank you, Ronald, for a lifetime of service.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Colin Man here. Get 50% off your windows plus no interest and no payments for 12 months and a free entry door with purchase. Restrictions apply. Give them a call, 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. This month of May is a fantastic time to win at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Win a pair of tickets to the Memorial Tournament by visiting at Hollywood Columbus on social media and follow the steps for a chance to win. You've got a chance every Tuesday for second chance drawings. You can cash in on your losing wagers. 5 winners every Tuesday get $100 pen cash. Plus, all you can eat ribs Tuesdays and Thursdays in May, only at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Colin Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by 2 things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your 4-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text? Can't sleep. Are you awake? When you couldn't find the words to say.
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Most Ohioans believe every student, regardless of zip code, income, or background, deserves a great public education. And it's Ohio's dedicated public school educators who make that possible. This Teacher Appreciation Week, join the Ohio Education Association in saying thank you. Tell us about a teacher making a big impact and they could win a vacation package from NEA member benefits or other great prizes, including pizza for their students. Go to ohea.org to nominate a teacher, because public education matters.
Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow by New Nordic. Online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or at your local CVS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. Watch out for some scattered showers, maybe a rumble this afternoon. Keep an umbrella on standby. Highs near 70. We'll drop into the 40s as we dry out tonight. Sunny and 60s for your Friday. Sunny weather continues Saturday and Mother's Day, but temperatures get back into the 70s. We'll be back to the 80s by next week. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
We did the math. Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy. Can't be one of them.
No, because it's over.
It's over.
The show's over.
No more. Yeah,
Go
you know
home.
what? I will say, I was flattered by all the people last Wednesday, who said it was one of them for the last day. I mean, I'm glad we got one in right under the buzzer.
Yeah,
we did
it was
get
nice.
one of them in.
It definitely was one of them.
Yeah,
the last show ever. Come on, that was
it. Had to be
memorable.
Had to be good.
Memorable. Angela Pace came in here and sang you a song. Wrote a song.
That was pretty special.
She worked in just about everything that you would want to have worked in.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was awesome.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
The new shows all start on Monday, so a few days from now, you've got T-Bone and Tyvis coming morning 6 to 9. This show will be Common Man and Timmy 3 to 6. And then, you've got changes with Morning Juice. They'll be on HD3, the YouTube channel, 10 TV Plus from 10 to noon. So all that is coming up. Brandon Beam's going to be on the Buckeye show starting at 6 on Monday. So, all the changes happen Monday for those of you who've been keeping track of that. This is a story that's probably going to be going on for a while, going into Browns camp. Who's going to play quarterback? Solid question for any NFL team, if you don't know. The Browns, of course, have 2 options that they know that are veterans in Kenny Pickett.
Oh, a great option.
And Joe Flacco.
He's a good player.
Well, and you know where my loyalties are going to lie on that. I'm always going to be a fan of Joe Flacco because I want Joe Flacco. It helps when you know where they're
Flacco, my Cracko.
Can't find the sound.
Good.
Can't find the sound. Can't win with them. No, you can win with Joe Flacco for a little bit until he throws like 8 picks in a game.
Oh, but it's exciting.
But it's fun up until that point.
It's exciting. It's a little more exciting than the way Jameis Winston is exciting. You just get a few more wins out of it.
You get better quotes from Jameis Winston, though. you get a lot better quotes.
Oh, to be here in Ohio and true football weather, smiling ear to ear. Jameis really is a one of one.
You know, he turned his career around for me just from do I enjoy this guy or not? Because at first he was the guy who stole crab legs and had, various allegations against him and all that stuff, which was not good in college. And
because
then,
at the time, the eating the W thing was more weird than funny.
Well, then he got to the NFL and he had some of those moments where you're like, this guy's just a weird guy. And then now he's turned into the guy they send out to New Orleans to just have some fun on, Bourbon Street when he's just done with his playing, for the season. They just send him out there to do fun stuff. And then he gives great interviews. Yeah, but right now he's not an option, obviously.
No, he plays for the Giants now.
Yeah. So you've got Kenny Pickett and Flacco, my Cracko, Joe Flacco. Picture came out. Browns put out an image on Twitter. The 2 of those guys working out. It's rookie minicamp, but they're there working out. And it said, football things are happening. Pictures of both the quarterbacks are there. People noticed Kenny Pickett, known for his tiny hands. They were comparing hand sizes between Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. I think the comparison's a bit unfair because Flacco is barehanded. He's just a great strapping quarterback. Kenny Pickett's wearing gloves. He was wearing specifically black gloves.
Well, yeah. Isn't there a reason that he wears those gloves?
Tiny hands.
Yeah, small hands.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing about it, though, is that Joe Flacco also has small hands. So how small are Kenny's? We joke about this. The memes are tremendous that are out with that. I don't know what the cartoon photo is where it's
Arthur.
It's Arthur. That's right. Thank you. Arthur, where it's just the fist and they shrunk the fist down by about 75%. I threw one out there, put it to the Browns Twitter account as well, of Kristen Wiig doing the Judy thing. I know they ran that bit back on the anniversary edition, the 50th anniversary show for Saturday Night Live, and they had Will Ferrell back for that one. That was tremendous. But Kenny has 8.5-inch hands. This is the measurement from the combine.
Okay.
So they got to do this. That measurement is considered smaller than the typical baseline of 9 inches that scouts prefer in their quarterbacks. 9 inches. And Joe Flacco's hand size, 9 inches.
All right.
So the 9-inch nails, like that's the 44th percentile too. So you're not even to halfway. So we want some good, big, strong hands.
Yeah, right. With a good grip. Like,
who's like the big? Give me a guy, and give me a guy that you think has big hands.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to check out his hand size.
I don't know.
I thought Russell Wilson.
I was going to say Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has been one of the better quarterbacks over the last 15, 20 years. Sure.
He's got 10 1/8 inches.
Oh my God. Almost 2 inches larger than
almost 2
Kenny
inches.
Pickett.
Yeah, full inch from Flacco. I thought Russell had big hands.
See, I don't remember who had the big hands. I just know who good quarterbacks are.
Strong grip too.
Russell 10 1/4 inch hands. Huge hands.
What's
for a small guy.
Joey B rocking with? Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I think his are very average. Yeah, I don't think he has huge hands. I'm just saying. I don't think
very average hands.
Teddy, you think he has a big hand or a regular hand?
I'm
Joe
with
Burrow.
you. Yeah.
I honestly don't remember.
I'm going to say 9 1/4.
Yeah, that's about right.
Is that what you're going to say?
I think so too.
All right,
yeah.
let's go.
It's smaller.
9 inches.
9 inches.
9 inches. He's got a Joe
He's right there
Flacco
with
hand.
Flacco. He's great though. Who cares? Who cares how big your hand is if you can throw it like him? That's fine.
What's a Josh Allen hand?
Oh,
10 1/8
I was
of an
going to
inch.
say, I think big.
I would have thought like the biggest, but.
What
Very
about
nice.
the greatest quarterback in the NFL right now? Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah, sure. I guess we should have started there.
I bet he's got a very regular hand.
Regular hand, you think?
9 3/4 is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Patrick
I'm going to say he's
Mahomes.
10.
9 1/4.
Oh, wow.
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
See? So overrated.
Yeah, it
Hand
is.
size
Well,
overrated.
not when they're barely 8 inches.
9. No, you want 9.
Yeah,
you need 9 inches.
No,
but
you
I'm
can't even
saying
grip
it's
the
not
football.
like-
You got to wear gloves in the middle of summertime.
Some guy comes in with like 12-inch hands. There's he makes it look like a mini pop can when he's throwing the football. It doesn't
might
mean
be too
he's good.
big. That might be too big.
Too big. Could be too big.
I mean, how does Shaq shoot basketballs? Not too well. Because have you ever tried shooting a ping pong ball into a basketball
That's
hoop?
right.
It's hard. It's too small to get it to flick and have rotation. Shaq, what would Shaq's hand size be, by the way?
I don't know.
If we were doing 13 inches or something like that?
What
My God.
What was the now I can't find it because everything's jumbled up here on the sound system. But what is the quote, Teddy, that Jim Nantz had? Was that about Aaron Rodgers likes an overinflated ball? Is that right?
Yeah,
Is that what you heard about?
I know God gave him a
Yeah.
strong head.
God gave him a strong grip.
good hands and a strong grip.
Good
But that was
hands. Yeah.
But it's because this was during Deflategate, where Tom Brady was getting the balls deflated to help him get a better grip on them.
I remember
Aaron
that.
Rodgers said, "I actually prefer the opposite because God gave me big hands and a strong grip."
Yeah.
And of course, now I can't find it in the dad.
Why would anyone want the balls to be unusually tight?
I don't know. Who wouldn't want that?
Phil Simms said that, right?
I think so. Was it? No, I thought it was Nance. Was it Sims that said it?
I think it was a Nance clip.
Okay, it's a Nance. All right.
I thought it was a Nance clip.
I don't remember. That was an old show.
Holds on to these balls. I have no idea.
See, that's here. But how in the world is this? It's probably here, and I just can't find it. Oh, well. I'm sorry. I know all of you are yelling at your radio.
I don't know if that one
Don't worry.
becomes your clip or our clip.
Yeah, I think it's yours.
Because a strong grip.
God gave me big hands and a strong grip.
I Googled it. I looked a couple times in here, Ted. I couldn't find it.
It's under God gave me.
Why would it be under God gave me? I guess that would fall under balls because he's referring to how you hold and squeeze a football.
How you hold a football. That's
Everybody
right.
wants it smaller and soft so they can dig their fingers into it.
That's the Sims quote. There you go. Okay.
Really dig your fingernails into the leather, into the pigskin.
By the way, I have some disappointing news for you, Timmy, about one of your favorite fast food places, Breakfast Spot.
Oh, no.
They make a donut, the Krispy Kreme people.
What happened?
Well, people are worried about them today because on the stock market, they announced to their investors, hey, you know how we give you a dividend because the stock's doing well?
Yeah.
We cut you a little money off of that. You're part of the profit sharing. They said, well, things aren't going so well now, so we're going to take that. We're not giving any more dividends out. That caused their stock to plummet because now people are worried, what's wrong with Krispy Kreme? I think you know what's wrong with Krispy Kreme. They got a bunch of donut racks sitting in the main place when you walk in there. They're disorganized. Sometimes they don't have the donuts you want. That's been a problem.
So they have paused their donut rollout with McDonald's?
Did they say that they did that? I didn't know.
That's the news story that I'm reading. I thought that's where you're going. I'm reading that on CNN and CNBC.
They just said that their stock is down.
They've suddenly suspended this partnership.
my.
It is a suspended partnership. So if you see golden arches right where you are, I mean, I wouldn't advise it, but if you've got to have Krispy Kremes, you know me. I don't want the old stale donuts. That's why I hated the idea of this forever.
Dumb.
We've
Although
actually
I've
yelled about, we could be to blame because we've yelled how stupid this is for quite some time, now it's not working. I told you so.
Yeah, I have checked out. I mean, I have gotten Krispy Kreme donuts from McDonald's just because I'm there. They have them.
You just needed one.
But they weren't good. They weren't good. And they actually, what they said was they're going to keep doing it with the McDonald's that are already doing it. But they're not going to add any more. And they're going to try. This is a good line.
Well,
for
they're
a business.
already doing it at a lot of McDonald's.
This is a good line. They said they're reassessing how to deploy this at McDonald's while they work out how to make it profitable. What?
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. I will say this.
Stupid.
I will say this. I commend our local donut shop in Hilliard. Because again,
Krispy Kreme,
it was designed, it's nice and new, it was built with something in mind, and they put a nice amount of tables and chairs in there, meaning it is a cafe and donut shop where you could take your laptop or whatever, actually sit in there and enjoy for 10 or 15 minutes. And when they were doing all this, they took all of that out. They just put giant curtains up. They had racks upon racks upon racks. It was dirty. It was unsightly. It's back. Last time I was in there, all the racks were gone. They had reopened the actual space for what its intended use was. So I'm not upset or sad to see that this didn't work out. I didn't love the idea to begin with. I think you should do what you do best, make fantastic donuts in your shop and serve them to your customers. Fresh as can be. And then let my wife take a trip through the conveyor of goo. Like she's always wanted to. You should start selling those experiences. That's where the money is. Sell the experiences of human bodies taking a trip through the conveyor of goo.
God, I almost said the human goo train. Don't Google that. Maybe the Steelers have no plan at quarterback. I don't know. I'm convinced that I'm beginning to think they just have no plan at all. And they're just hoping this year is a tank job.
Just run the ball with Quinchon.
We'll talk about
Wildcat.
that. Yeah, I guess you could. Well, you could go that if he's. What are you talking about with the Browns? Browns you could run the ball. Steelers.
What are we talking about?
Steelers have no plan.
Oh, them.
You were still thinking about your wife going through the Krispy Kreme thing.
I sure was. Yep.
All right, Steelers quarterback next. T-Bone and almost said Tyvis. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay on eastbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between 315 and 71. And there's slower traffic on northbound 315 between North Broadway and Henderson Road. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole. For 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Want to learn about Pick 4 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay, Pick 4 is a daily draw game where you pick 4 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where each number must be drawn in an exact order or box where they can be drawn in any order. You can win up to $2,500 on a 50-cent bet. Learn more at OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
This Mother's Day, be direct. Tell mom she shines without saying a word. At Diamonds Direct, we've curated a meaningful collection of timeless gifts for every budget, from birthstone rings and stackables to diamond pendants, pearls, and stunning earrings. So here's to mom for her love, her strength, and always putting others first. This year, she deserves a gift that lasts a lifetime, and that's our specialty. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
We've all got it, you know, that one crazy thing you've always wanted to do, that bucket list goal. Then a cancer diagnosis, and that one thing still goes according to plan. I would know I'm getting my first tattoo right now, while my 3 beautiful daughters laugh hysterically at me. 58 years old, 4 years of cancer-free checkups at Ohio Health. Go ahead and get a picture, girls. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
No Common Man today. I did text him, though, and I said, congratulations on the new Chicago-based Pope. He seemed very excited about it, so sure we'll get his thoughts on Monday.
Yeah, I wonder this about the Pope, because I can remember back when I was banging and I was still doing the Sunday church thing at our Catholic diocese in Virginia.
Okay.
And I was, confirmed in the whole 9 yards. And I can remember always missing Sunday NFL primetime, because that's when CCD class was. And it was in that 5 to 7 o'clock range on Sunday evenings. And I would miss Tom Jackson and me highlights. I would miss primetime. And
Berman was there doing it, yeah.
But I remember our priest was a big football fan at the time, and he always enjoyed himself, no lie, some Coors Lights.
Oh, did he really?
Coors Light was his brew of choice. I don't know if the Pope partakes. I don't know if he ever had one, but I can highly recommend that if he did, it would be a nice, cool, crisp, refreshing Coors Light. Yes, indeed. I know Common Man loves them. I love them too. We've got them plastered all over our studio here. They will drop off a case every now and then, and they are nice and refreshing. And when those mountains are blue, you know that it's go time. I can think back to several of the amazing ads they've had in the past. When you talk about football, those press conference ones, they were always some of my favorites. So when I grew up to be an older man, I gravitated towards Coors Lights for how I was trained up from such a small age. Maybe that's not the best way to say it. But hey, there was payoff. There was a light at the end of the tunnel. I knew from when I was a wee lad that it was going to be Coors Light one day. And look at us now. Mountains are blue. Enjoy Coors Light. Drink responsibly.
I don't believe the Steelers know what the hell they're doing when it comes to quarterback. Like, I don't know what the idea is
Howard?
here. All right. I am.
I know. He's a sixth-round pick.
You're not right. If you're saying Will Howard is our solution, he may actually be the best option for them. He may be their solution.
It's going to take some time. You should allow some time. There should be some kind of plan here in 2025 to bridge that to when a guy like Will would get his shot.
Well, we can talk about process, right?
Mm-hmm.
If let's say they end up starting Will Howard, he goes out and throws for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns the first game, doesn't look back, is rookie of the year, then sure, you could say, "Oh, there you go. Great job." But the process is flawed. You know, if your plan going into the season is a 6th-round pick, as much as I think Will Howard's great, I don't think that's a great plan if you're a Steelers fan. Now, as a Browns fan, that makes me happy. But I hear this is a little thing that a minority owner of the Steelers, Thomas Toll, said. He was at an AI conference where someone asked him about, hey, what are you guys doing? Is Aaron Rodgers coming along or not? And he just, he didn't want to talk about that. He was there to talk about artificial intelligence. He said, I'm here to talk about AI, and that's more complex. That's a more complex issue than artificial intelligence. So he just was joking. But it makes me kind of wonder, as we've talked about the move with George Pickens, the fact that we have gotten through the draft now, there's been really nothing that they did priority-wise, the Steelers did with looking in the draft for a quarterback other than when they got to Will Howard, which could be a blessing for them in disguise, right? They end up getting him. All I know is if I were a Steelers fan, I would be pissed off that I'm waiting on pins and needles to find out if Aaron effing Rodgers is going to be my quarterback, he's not good. And now you've traded away one of the best weapons you thought you might have for him, which I know there's lots of reasons for that, but it just doesn't signal a lot of hope if I were a Steelers fan for this upcoming season. Signals you're just aiming to be 500 again and hope that you strike some gold somewhere, and that'll get you into the playoffs.
Yeah, and look how it worked. Of course, last year they were still doing the Russell Wilson trial, and it was enough to get them to the postseason, but they've really just been spinning their wheels for a long time. And look, we've got Steeler fans in the building. We've got a couple of them between Jen and Cole now, but Mason Rudolph, honestly, that's... I feel like 11, I know he hasn't been in the league that long, but it feels like it. You know what I mean? It feels like Mason Rudolph is in his fourth iteration of being Mason Rudolph at this point in time, and he's always been the backup, and no one ever wanted him to be anything but that. This wasn't a guy that you were ever, as a Steeler fan, saying, oh, I cannot wait until this dude gets his shot to be the starting quarterback, and then we'll get to see what he does. No, he was always a backup QB at best, and I think it was it needed to be in a system where he had spent some time so that if you only needed a game or two, maybe with a strong defense and a good running game and good weapons, you could possibly win a game that you needed to win to get you to the next. But to go in with Rudolph, Will Howard, and Skylar Thompson, I mean, I really do give Will his fair shot to win this job if they have nothing else in the hopper. But as far as the Pickens news that you mentioned, that was huge this week, I actually saw that with DK Metcalf coming into town. And I know Pickens is probably going to, lay this out as that was a quarterback issue, but I don't know. It speaks volumes that they would send a guy like that away with what they have going on, with how big of a problem George Pickens is in the locker room, to put it that way. I didn't think he could coexist with a guy like DK Metcalf coming in.
Yeah, the off-the-field concerns are more concerning, but just on the on-the-field side of it, if you got the best version of George Pickens and DK Metcalf.
Oh, he's a great, yeah.
What I'm saying
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm saying if you struggled as an offense, Pittsburgh fans, anybody, has Steelers been good on offense lately? No, they've been trash because you don't have a quarterback. No. You tried a billion different dumb ideas there. I'm just saying if you got a mediocre quarterback or you found some, Band-Aid for now until, let's say, if Will Howard becomes your guy or if next year you go out and draft again, I don't know, then I would think having two guys who could have been Pro Bowl level guys or better at wide receiver, I think that would go a long way to helping your offense. But obviously I know why they did the deal. They got some stuff for next year and that's fine. I'm just saying if your plan truly is let's wait around until Aaron Rodgers finally goes, okay, I'm back from my darkroom retreat and my ayahuasca, crap bag countdown, then I don't understand the plan because he's not going to be good for you.
It's not a plan.
Russell Wilson,
you're just hitting it and hoping because you're hoping that you got him on record, you got him on recording now talking about, a $10 million salary, something very low for a quarterback of his stature. But again, he is not really the quarterback of his stature anymore. No. That's when Aaron Rodgers was 36, 37 years old and could still play. He's been injured. We've seen him before the injury. We've seen him after the injury. Any way you slice it, he cannot play at his level anymore. So you're right. It's not a plan. It's a straight up guess is what that would be.
No, I don't blame any Steelers fan who's mad about that, who isn't just, drinking the Kool-Aid saying, oh, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We always do. Mike Tomlin will get us to the playoffs and then do what? I don't see the plan, and I don't believe Aaron Rodgers is one. So just have a plan is all I'm saying.
By the way,
but as a Browns fan, I'm thrilled that you don't have a plan. That's great.
Here we are talking about it, but this really wasn't an Aaron Rodgers segment. It was just a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation segment. What is the infatuation on the news wheel with what does Aaron Rodgers do every second of every day?
I don't know. It's like because he's Aaron Rodgers and he hasn't announced what he's doing.
I get he's Aaron Rodgers, but it's about who he is right now. LeBron James can still play. I get how LeBron James is in your face all the time because he's the second greatest player to ever pick up a basketball, and he's still awesome at 40 years old, still playing. And that's a big story when the Lakers fall out like that in one round. And they have Luka as well. Yeah. I get that one. I don't get it with Aaron. He can't play anymore. It's over for Bozo.
Yeah, I think I'm totally with you. And I know if you're a Steelers fan, you're saying, oh, you're okay, Brownie boy, what's your plan? I just told you. They don't have a plan either. Kenny Pickett is like our best option possibly, and that's terrifying.
I'm Kenny. I'm touching my hands. I'm going to throw it down the field.
I told you what I would do. I would go out there and make Flacco the backup. I would tell your two quarterbacks you drafted, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. If I'm the Browns, I say, you guys are competing for the starting job. Timmy is doing the hands, the little tiny hands.
It doesn't work too well on the radio, but I'm doing them anyway. People could see on YouTube.
I would tell Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel, whoever of you wins this job, you're the starter. Flacco's the backup. Kenny Pickett can go to hell. That's what I would say.
Will Howard hand size. What do you think?
Oh, I'm gonna go 9 3/4.
Just 9 inch.
Oh, just 9.
Joe Flacco size.
Joe Flacco size. That's fine.
Yeah. Nine's doable. You got to have 9 from what we hear, though.
Buckeye basketball has landed a guy in the transfer portal that a lot of people are excited about.
Big hands.
I will ask Mr. Buckeye basketball over here, Timmy Hall, about that next. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 15-minute delay on southbound 71 on the north side between Cook Road and 17th Avenue. And there's a couple-minute delay on westbound 270 on the north outer belt between Westerville and Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Take advantage of the BMI FCU Auto Refinance Summer Savings Event. Earn a $400 cash bonus when you bring your auto loan to BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance for more details.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
It's time for the Great Haircut Sale at your local Great Clips salon. Your chance to get a great haircut at an even greater price, just $7.99. And money's not all you'll save at Great Clips. When you use online check-in, you can save time too. So download our app today and hurry in for the $7.99 Great Haircut Sale at Great Clips. It's gonna be great. For a limited time at participating salons.
The $7.99 Great Haircut Sale runs May 3rd through May 9th.
Visit our Columbus area salons.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They helped me with my elbow pain, and I'm back on the course. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
Make Mom's Day a good deal fresher at Meijer. Plump, ripe strawberries are 3 packages for $5 and are perfectly paired with fresh from Meijer muffins and a glass of the Barber & Son champagne. Show Mom some love with the colorful premium hanging basket or patio planner. Now for just $16.99, save $2. And use M-Perks to save $1 on select Mother's Day greeting cards. Give her exactly what she wants. That's the Love You Mom Good Life at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Common Man and Bob Capace here for Worthington Jewelers. Bob, you know what I love the most about you?
That I pay you to do these commercials?
That and the way you treat your customers.
All right, listen. I will hook you up in our warm, inviting environment. You will be greeted by our top sales professionals that are non-commissioned, but will help guide you through the entire process.
You're my guy, Bob. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com. Tell them Bob Capace sent you.
It's Military Appreciation Month at Coughlin Chevrolet. Get double the GM military discount. Lease a new 25 Chevy Trax, $139 a month or $119 for military. New Silverado, just $349 a month or $309 for military. Now at Coughlin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Military discount for active reserve and retired military personnel and their spouse. 39-month lease with $39.99 due at signing for Trax. 36-month lease with $49.99 due for Silverado. Plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details and 6-225.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. I'm T-Bone. Monday, it all starts. All new lineup here on The Fan. T-Bone and Ty is starting at 6 in the A. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. every Monday through Friday. You will have Timmy Hall on with Common Man and Timmy. That will debut at 3 on Monday. Buckeye Show with Brandon Beam will be right after them. 6 p.m. starting on Monday. And Morning Juice from 6 to 8 a.m. You can hear that on The Fan's HD3, streaming live, YouTube as well, and 10 to noon, you can see it on 10 TV Plus on your smart TV. Download the app now so you'll be able to watch every episode.
It's coming, Bone.
It's a lot.
It's coming.
A lot behind the scenes going on to try to make it all happen,
No kidding. No kidding. And it's still ongoing. Are you thinking about that 6 a.m. segment yet on Monday?
Oh, yeah.
How many times is it just sort of, I know you don't have to prep, you're not prepping the show that far out. You're probably thinking about things. And obviously, for both shows, for what Man and I are going to do, what you guys are going to do, new features, so new segment ideas built throughout the week. Maybe not necessarily starting segment 1 on the first show, but there's things. There's things that are going to be new and freshened up.
Yeah, of course. But I'm also what I'm mostly thinking about is how little I'm going to sleep Sunday night because I'm going to be so worried about missing the alarm for the first day.
Yeah.
And then
how many are you going to set?
4 or 5. Yeah. I'm just
on
going to
different devices.
Yeah, you have to do that in case something craps out. You're right.
Like the phone, I would set as many as you want on your phone.
Yeah.
And then at least have a second device. We have the Google Nest things.
Yeah.
You ever use those? They're kind of,
I know what they are.
Nice,
yeah, I don't have one, but
you can just talk to them and then they bark the weather back at you. So
must be nice, Daddy,
cool.
to have you can talk to your house and it just does everything for you. Jeez.
They're like $30.
Timmy's living in the future.
They're
It's
like
amazing.
the cheapest things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
$29.99 for one of the tiny little
$30,000 for that technology. I heard what you said. Yeah,
right.
It's crazy.
I like it a lot better than having an actual alarm clock because you can literally, I'm laying in bed before I drift off to sleep and I'm just like, hey, Google. I just yell out at it. I'm like, set the alarm for 6 o'clock. And it's just like, okay, alarm set for 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Like, that's fantastic.
That's good. I like it. You're already planning. You're setting your alarm so you can hear our show right at 6 a.m.
Right.
T-Bone and Tyvis.
You don't set that alarm at 6.
No, I'll set it earlier.
You're in trouble if you do that.
Don't worry. We'll get it all taken care of. So this came out yesterday. An exciting transfer news for Jake Diebler's squad. He is 6'10", 235-pounder from Baylor. Center Joshua Ojonwuna, I believe.
Ojonwuna.
So
nice.
Glad to have him be a part of things. He played a lot of minutes this year. Was a decent piece of their team. I think he had what?
He's like a 7.5 and 6.3 guy.
Big solid dude though.
Better than our starters. We're giving you in those departments. Here's for a depth piece guy.
To me, the positive spin is that this is a guy who played some big minutes in a tough basketball conference, a lot of minutes in a tough basketball conference So he is obviously not going to be shocked by the physicality of the Big Ten. The downside, has to be noted. I mean, he blew out his ACL, right, in February. So
yeah,
he's going
last game he played was February 8th.
So recovering by the time he gets to November, you're looking like at an 8-month recovery there. November, December could be an option for him.
Yep.
Ohio State has said if there's a setback or anything goes wrong with his recovery, they're open to a red shirt. I guess there's an option there. Plus, there's going to be, they believe, some eligibility opened up by the NCAA. So if that happens, then more chances for him to play. But hopefully that won't happen where he has a setback and he can just go from day one.
Yeah, I hope so too. Again, everybody's body heals differently from that injury, right? And maybe Ojonwuna is a fast healer when it comes to that. And you know that Ohio State is going to get on it right away and get their team involved with his rehabilitation process. And every time I hear Jake Diebler talk about that arm of their program, he loves what they can do in the recovery standpoint. So I hope that we can see him and that he can get some practice time, even if he's still ramping up, that he gets to be involved in some way. I'm not concerned about him meeting the teammates and all that. Obviously, you hope that the fit there is going to be good from the recruiting process, that he's a good guy, got a good head on your shoulders. I've already gotten a secondhand account from Nicole Sheeran, our colleague from 10 TV, who covered Baylor basketball in her previous job. So she's covered him personally, says that this is a good young man. She enjoyed covering him. And I can still think back to that last game against Kansas in early February. He was good. Yeah. This guy, he was good. He had a double, 11 points, 9 rebounds. Yeah, close to a double-double against the Jayhawks, and that was a big 81-70 win for Baylor. So that was not a good night for me. But this guy brings toughness. He brings physicality. He is definitely a guy whose offensive game is limited, but he's good at what he does. His field goal percentage the last 2 years has been in the mid-70s, 74%. Almost 78% field goal percentage. He's not ever taking a three-point shot. He's okay for a big guy as a free throw shooter. 65%, that's not awful. You'd obviously like to see that better, but I like having another 6'10", 230-pound body there. 3-year experience, like you said, in a really good conference in the Big 12, 17-minute-a-game guy. If he wants to take on that role here, be that backup 5 and possibly play same type of minutes, if he's going to be given quality minutes, and there's not a drop-off, I say bring him on.
I mean, ultimately, your scoring is going to come because this guy also didn't qualify for the field goal percentage to qualify to be he would have been number 1 in the nation in field goal percentage if he had more shots.
And he was taking 4 shots a game or so.
He just didn't have enough attempts to qualify. But, offensively, it's John Mobley Jr., it's Bruce Thornton, and then, Devin Royal, you assume is where a decent amount of your points are coming from. Maybe Taysom Chapman when he now that he's healthy, if he can be a part of that roster.
Hopefully the newbies, too.
And then you bring in
exactly know how much they're going to give you in a scoring standpoint, but we know
shouldn't be a problem. If that Christoph Tilly dude who's like 7 foot, and he's not like a lanky 7 feet, he's a big, solid dude with some offensive game, it looks like, playing at what, UC Santa Clara, I think?
Santa Clara. And then Brandon Knoll, in-state transfer from Wright State, was a big-time scorer and big-time player at Wright State. You think he factors in to be a starter as well. If you're looking at Tilly, Knoll as your 5 and your 4, and then Devin Royal moving down to the 3, and then John Mobley and Bruce Thornton as your backcourt.
Yeah.
It's a good sounding starting 5, mainly because you've got 3 of your players that return. And I have high hopes for the guys that they brought in. I think it's a change from what we just had, which was step 1 of what I wanted to see. You tried high 5-star high school talent that got to college and didn't do anything yet, and they were immediately leaving blue blood programs. That did not work out for you. Maybe we know that there were definitely some differences in attitude adjustment and that type of thing, and what I should get, what my role should be. But I don't think it had anything to do with that. It was just about, like Aaron Bradshaw, you couldn't play the game the way that you were expected to play the game.
No, he wasn't good.
Based on your projections. You couldn't rebound, you couldn't score.
He just wasn't good.
You were not good at all, and you should not have been making that kind of money. Ohio State paid it. I get it. You get to earn that, but that couldn't continue. It could not go on that way.
We need to talk about these comments from new Steelers players, Will Howard and Jack Sawyer, talking about the Ohio State-Michigan game, How much does it mean to Buckeye fans in light of everything we just learned in the last, let's say, 5-6 months? We'll talk about that next. It's T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the east outer belt between Main Street and I-70. And there's a 5-minute delay on southbound 315 from Kinnear Road to Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now, you can save big on 2-pound packages of fresh strawberries. They're delicious and just $3.47 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $2,000 off BX 2380 tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by CEC Turf and Tractor in Athens, Canal, Winchester, Lancaster, or Toledo to see their full line of Kubota tractors and mowers, or check them out online at CECTurfandTractor.com.
If your garage door is so ugly that the FedEx guy is just literally baseball chucking your packages at it, so you get the point, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, we've got a boat for everyone. So come on down and find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have your road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
Sometimes we take for granted all the amazing things our loved ones do for us, especially Mom. Early morning trips to practice, picking us up after school in the pouring rain, sitting through your play 4 times, and now helping out with the kids when you need a night out. There just aren't many like Mom. Mother's Day is Sunday, May 11th, and it's a tremendous day to say thanks to Mom with a lovely flowering gift from Oakland Nursery. So take a step back, reflect, and say, thanks, Mom. Happy Mother's Day from Oakland Nursery.
When it's time to ask life's biggest question, make sure your ring says it all. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and we've been helping couples say yes for over 78 years. From brilliant cuts to better prices, the quality and selection of our diamonds is unmatched. Because diamonds aren't just our business, they're our legacy. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Salmo Road or Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com. Bigger diamonds, better prices, guaranteed.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teens require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa!
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic!
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes,
that's you taking another sip of your
Mountain
Dew. Do the Dew.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. May is officially here, and so are the rising temperatures. Before you know it, you're going to be wondering what else you can do to keep cool during the dog days of summer. Beat the heat and keep the AC in your home with Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. During their semi-annual sale, you'll get 60% off and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, and no monthly payments until 2027. That's a whole lot of savings and a super smart investment, especially when prices are rising. So how exactly does Window Nation keep the prices affordable? Well, they work directly with top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. Plus, their windows come with a lifetime warranty, so you'll keep saving long into the future. Window Nation's semi-annual sale ends soon, so don't miss your chance to get 60% off. Plus, a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. And you pay nothing until 2027. Schedule your estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Minus Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors will continue in the NBA playoffs, playing at Minnesota. Warriors a 1-0 lead over the Timberwolves. On the ice in the NHL, it's Carolina at Washington. Hurricanes a 1-0 lead. Edmonton takes a 1-0 lead into Game 2 in Vegas against the Golden Knights. Baseball, Cincinnati Reds try for a second straight win, meeting the Braves in Atlanta. Off day for the Cleveland Guardians, who will host Philadelphia tomorrow. Pittsburgh Pirates have dismissed manager Derek Shelton, that team in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. Former Major League outfielder Chet Lemon has died at age 70. He was part of the 1984 World Series Detroit Tigers team. Golf opening round of the PGA Tours Championship in Philadelphia. Denny McCarthy, the leader. He's presently at 8 under par. Football, Carolina Panthers set to release veteran pass rusher Jadeveon Clowney. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only thing scarier than Bones analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Timmy All is in. I'm T-Bone. I'm here for 2 more days, today and tomorrow.
Peter Man, Channel 7.
Then it's mornings with Tyvis, starting on Monday, 6 in the A. Bodie Wells going to be producing too. We're all just trying to figure out how we're going to get up this early, but that'll be fine. We'll work it out.
Yeah. It'll be an adjustment. But it's time though. I'm excited.
I'm ready.
Ready, right?
I'm ready to get up and get going with it and, see how it goes. I think it'll be fun. I just saw this from the Columbus Crew. They tweeted out something about their Circle of Honor. Now, if you don't know, that's how they do their Hall of Fame.
Gotcha. That's like their retired jerseys system, whatever. Yeah.
So they have 3 names in the Circle of Honor right now. Brian McBride, who was the first overall pick for the franchise and then ended up being one of its best players ever. He deserved to be in there. No questions about that. Frankie Haydick, captain of a team that won MLS Cup. He's an all-time legend in MLS, U.S. soccer, and, of course, for the Crew. He deserves to be there, no questions asked. Siggy Schmid led the 2018 to MLS Cup. He was the coach. No questions asked. He's there. All makes sense. They haven't done a Circle of Honor in at least a few years, so they're a little behind. There's like 15 names they could probably put in the Circle of Honor that I would be okay with, but I'm just going to put it out there now. They're not announcing who this is. It's coming out July 19th, apparently, is when they're going to do the Circle of Honor honoree.
Smart.
Now, I'm sure
announcement for the announcement.
They'll announce it at some point between now and then, I'm quite sure.
Right, yeah.
But July 19th is when they're going to do this at the game. And so that person will be in attendance. I'm just going to tell you who I think should be in there.
Okay.
Guillermo Barros Schelotto from that 2008 team. He was Argentine legend. He played for Boca Juniors, a team that has had guys like Diego Maradona played for Boca Juniors, like tons of great players. They are essentially the Yankees of Argentina. So, like, Argentina good at soccer. Of all their teams, this is the Yankees of that.
Okay.
He played for them and was so good, they put a statue up of him in Boca Juniors Stadium. But we don't have anything up for him in Columbus? Come on. So I'm not saying it's going to be him. I'm saying
that's your vote.
We got to get him at some point soon.
What do you think are you would give the percentage chances that it's him for this pick?
It would be
great.
It's
over 50% that it would be?
I would think
him.
Sure, but you know what? There's so many guys that they've had over the years that should have been in there that haven't been. So
I mean, if we were doing this like Colorado, we'd put Cucho and Zelarayan up there.
By the way,
maybe
guess what? They're going to be in there at some
Cucho,
point.
I think deserves
Just not yet. Cucho does deserve it.
Deserves to be up there.
He's the best player on a championship
more so
team.
than Zelarayan, but Lucas was also outstanding.
And Cucho were the best scorers on the championship team.
Yeah, it's
two different championship teams.
It's pretty good. Was Shador that?
No, it wasn't Shador. You know what? None of those guys fell 5 rounds in the draft either. So anyway, just putting my 2 cents out there. All right, this is from the Footballin' podcast.
Footballin'.
Jack Sawyer, former Buckeye, now a Steeler.
This is a Big Ben pod, too, so it makes sense with the Steeler talking to new Steelers.
Will Howard on there, too. This is why they're on it. They were asked about the national championship versus beating Michigan. I think the question specifically was about, is it okay to lose to Michigan and win a national championship, or would you rather beat Michigan and not win a national championship? What's more important? And here's what Jack Sawyer had to say.
Winning a national championship.
And that takes all that. That takes no emphasis off how important the game is. I'm not. Yeah, I understand that
exactly. But when you win a national championship, if anyone tells you they'd rather go 1-12 and just beat the team up north, you're crazy. You know what I mean? You're playing this game to win championships, and make no mistake about it, no one wants to beat those guys more than we do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you there's nothing we could have done after that. You know what I mean? We have our shot to go chase the ultimate goal, which is to win a national championship.
Yeah.
And like in the NFL, you lose 4 games in the regular season, you're probably the best. You're probably the number 1 overall seed in the playoffs. So that's kind of like the approach we took, especially with the expanded playoffs. And I think it's going to continue to be like that. Obviously, the game is still going to be the game because it is the game, the best rivalry in sport. But I think at the end of the day, I think you'd be crazy to say you would rather beat them and not win a national championship instead of win a national championship and not beat them. And in a perfect world, you do both of those things. But obviously, we didn't. But winning a national championship kind of erases all that.
Well, agree to disagree, but that's fine. It doesn't erase 4 years in a row of losing to Michigan.
Okay. Until that last comment, until that very last comment, where I know he said it erases it, you might not agree with that. I think almost everything else that he was describing is the right way to think
with
about a football season.
Question that he was presented, which was, would you rather win a national championship or beat Michigan?
Yeah. Which would you rather have?
I don't blame any player for saying, yeah, of course I'd rather win a national championship.
Yeah.
For me as a fan, it's a little more complicated. And here's what I mean.
Well, then take the complication out. Just keep it simple as to what would you rather have.
No, it's more. I can't, because the difference to me is you play Michigan every year. It's on the calendar every stinking year, no matter what. You can't bank on winning a national championship every single year. That's not likely to happen. It's probably not possible. It's definitely not likely, right? You have to win 4 games now to win a national championship. This last team that went through and won.
Preferably only 3. Well, if you beat Michigan,
you're right.
But then you got another game in the bag because you're going to a conference championship game, but you'll get that bye, so you'd have to rally and then win 3 games. That's going to be hard to do.
Here's what I'm worried about. I feel like we're starting to get a little bit into the territory Michigan was when they couldn't beat Ohio State, where they started downplaying the rivalry as being as important as other things. They would say, well, the real goal is beating Michigan State. That's what we care about. Listen, I have 3 children. I am able to love each of them the same and care about each of them equally. Now, I have different things that I like about them, don't like, whatever. We have our ups and downs, sure, all that, but I love them all the same. What I'm saying is you can do that with this. You can say, I desperately want a national championship, and I also desperately want to beat Michigan. It's equal to me. It's not national championship is better than beating Michigan. They're equal. I want 2 things every year. Beat Michigan, national championship. Third would be Big Ten championship, but you know what? That's not as equal as those other 2. I'm just saying, let's not start saying that the only thing we care about is national championship and then beating Michigan's just a fun little thing we do on the side. I think that's where I'm getting a little worried about. I've heard plenty of Buckeye fans say, well, the rivalry game is going to take a back seat to win a national championship. No, it's not in my mind.
And I don't
not ever going to do that for me.
I don't like that either. I don't like that either. And I really do believe you can have both. I mean, again, because as NFL fans, like, we know you're an AFC North guy, right? You know how passionate games are against divisional opponents. And regardless of what you're going to do in the postseason, there's certain games that just mean more, that matter a little bit more. It's just something about the city that you're playing, the colors that you see on the other players, right? It just does something to you internally when you have games like that. And Ohio State, Michigan has to always be paramount. I think it will. I think it will stand the test of time. No matter how much the format changes, that game is always going to matter, and they're going to take great care of it. And so, when they get lobbed one of these questions like that, which what would you rather have? I think that's when it becomes, well, obviously you want to win a national championship. I'm not trying to take anything away from a game, and I won't ever do that. I think what happens is this national championship win is certainly not what it could have been had you also have beaten Michigan.
100% agree.
It's a great job that they did it, but it's not all that it could have been because they didn't scratch that thing off, especially since they've got a losing streak against that team.
That is
a thing one to do this next year.
That's not, by the way, any shade on Jack Sawyer or Will Howard. Both those guys answered it the way I think most players would.
They answered it the right way. Yeah.
But I think we got to get to the larger question. As fans, how much value do you put on the Michigan game? That's what I'm going to talk about next. It's T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got stop-and-go traffic that's causing a 5-minute delay on westbound 70 on the east side from Miller Avenue to the 71 East Split. And there's a couple-minute delay on southbound 270 on the west outer belt between Cemetery Road and I-70. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. At Giant Eagle, we combine exceptional customer service and quality foods, all at great value to make the most of your shopping trip. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today to see how easy it is to save.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around at golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
You gotta do is put up. Eric Church is back and bringing his unforgettable live show to Columbus. Eric Church Free the Machine Tour with special guest L. King. Nationwide Arena, Saturday, September 13th. Get tickets Friday, May 9th at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. His new album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, is out now. One epic night of music that you won't want to miss.
Eric Church Free the Machine Tour. Live at Nationwide Arena, Saturday, September 13th. Get tickets Friday, May 9th. For more, visit ericchurch.com. Produced by Messina Touring Group.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt
just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Give your liver the support it needs with Active Liver. Go to newnordicusa.com, Amazon, or ask for Active Liver at your local CVS. New you, new Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, light winds, and a comfortable finish on this Thursday. Temperatures holding around 70. Overnight, we'll fall back down to the low 40s with mainly clear skies and a bit of a breeze. Plenty of sunshine Friday and a cool finish. Temperatures back in the mid-60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Timmy Hall is in. Don't forget, you can sign up for the Fan 5K. It's also the 9.71 The Fan Fun Run. You can do that where you can go 9.71 kilometers.
Coming up in June, baby.
Yep, that's right, out at the Otterbein campus. June 21st, I believe, is the date on this. But you can get all the info there on our website, 971thefan.com. Sign-ups now, though, because you can join in with us. I'll be out there doing the 5K. Timmy, you're not going to be there. Because
I would, but I'll be at the Jersey Shore.
But Tyvus is going to be there. I think he said he's going to do the 1 mile. Saturday, June 21st is when this is. But you can also see Reeser out. He'll be doing the 9.71K. He'll be doing almost 6 miles.
He's a machine. He's fit. He's the best runner by far here, right?
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Could Cole could run for sure. If
you know what? I should have admitted that. Cole is now also going to be jumping in and doing this. I think he's doing the 9.71K. I think he's doing the 6 miles.
He could. I don't know much about his running background, but just looking, I mean, look at him. He is like
tall and lanky.
All of Australia. Right. He's 6'4".
Yeah, he's tall.
He couldn't be more than 185 pounds either.
I mean, something like that. He's
tall and slender, like the perfect build for a runner.
Yeah.
And a distance runner at that.
Well, he's going to be out there too. So 971therace.com. Go there, check it out now. You can sign up, get registered, and you get a medal, you get a shirt. The shirts are nice. They're Nike. They're cool.
What?
Yeah, there's some good swag.
Like dry fit Nike fan shirts?
Well, yeah, with the race logo on.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the inaugural one. You want to get this first, so then when we do it next year, you can say, "Yeah, I was at the first one," and now you can do every one of them. Every year we'll do this.
That is a real nice surprise.
The swag they do is good. So check it out. 971therace.com. You can see it all there. We were talking about Jack Sawyer, Will Howard. They were on Ben Roethlisberger's podcast talking about. He asked them, which would you rather have? A beating Michigan or winning a national championship. Obviously, they didn't beat Michigan, but they won the national championship. We told Ryan Day. I said this to Ryan Day when he came in, that the winning the national championship obviously makes up for losing to Michigan. That's clear. No one is denying that last season there wasn't a failure of a season because you lost to Michigan. All right, I understand that aspect of it now. What I will say though is I think we can be reasonable Buckeye fans and say that both matter. I have heard a little undercurrent of discussion from some in the Buckeye football community saying, well, what if you've got the number one seed pretty much locked up. You've fully engaged in that. You're all good. You've blown out everybody, and you're at 11-0.
You've done your work ahead of time, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And your starting quarterback rolls into that Michigan week and says, oh, I've got a hammy that's a little ouchy, or I've got some injury that's going to be a little tough to deal with. And if it were a national championship game, I'd be out there. But, hey, it's this Michigan game. This game doesn't matter as much anymore, according to all these Buckeye fans.
Nope, not acceptable.
Right. I would still want my quarterback, my defensive end, my stud wide receiver, whoever, to try to go out there. If you would play in the national championship game,
I'm with you.
I'd want you to play in this game, too. I think they're both equally important. That's all I'm saying.
It would, for me, need to be a true, honest injury that would keep you out. Say it was the Oregon road game in the middle of the season, and you're 5-0 at that point, and you are playing to win the game with everything that you have, and you couldn't go because you were truthfully and honestly injured, and you couldn't be there for your team, then I get that, right? Injuries do happen, but I see where you're going with that. This should not ever become a game where you've done your work ahead of time. If it were an NFL, type of regular season schedule, and you've got the first round bye wrapped up, you rest your players, you do the smart thing. It can't happen with this game. And I do not think there is anybody at Ohio State right now that would say anything different about that. I couldn't tell you where we're going to be in 25 or 30 years. It could go a lot of different directions with the way the sport has changed, just how much it has changed in the last 10 years. I think we could all see it coming 10 years ago. Yeah. Some of the walls are about to get busted down. So I hope it stays this way forever. I'll be arguing it that way. You cannot sit that game out. I don't care what you've got wrapped up. That one, as Jack said in his clip to Big Ben, even though he says, I think he maybe would take that comment back about how it erases all of it. I think he probably will wake up one day and wish he had a pair of gold pants or two. Just when you think back on your legacy. That is something where I'm sure it bothers CJ Stroud. He might even not want to say it, because he's in the NFL now and he's making millions of dollars and he's on to other things. You don't want to dwell on the past, but if you really are getting inside your head and getting alone with your thoughts, you will have wanted to do that, because a lot of your brothers that came before you were able to do that. You don't want to be one of the lone ones without one of those, pieces of jewelry.
Here's, I guess, what I want to say about college football traditions and what they mean to me. Right? I'm not a huge tradition guy in the sense of, I don't think we should just do things just to do them. I think we should do them because they're meaningful, important, things that we like, right?
Absolutely.
But traditions are only existing because we as fans say, we like that, please never stop doing that, right?
Exactly.
Ohio State and Michigan is a tradition unlike any other because a lot of fans have made it that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We have made it that, though, because we care. Let me give you another example. Script Ohio. It's a tradition at Ohio State. They do Script Ohio before every game.
Can't go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there until the world ends.
Right.
It's that good.
But what if someone came along and said, why did Script Ohio start? It's to entertain you as fans during a lull in the action because they had time where the players aren't on the field.
I'd like to know that. I'm sure it's out there. I don't know why I haven't familiarized myself with the backstory of when the first one was or who thought of it. I'm sure it was a band director.
I want to say it was in the 30s. I want to say it's when they first did this.
It was 100 years ago or so. Yeah.
Here's my point, though. Back then, they didn't have LED screens. They didn't have even the end zone that we have now with all the stuff everywhere. You didn't have flames shooting out of everything and fireworks and a DJ and all the stuff we have now for Ohio State. You could easily make an argument that's not as important because we have all this other stuff. We don't need it.
You know what Script Ohio is? Script Ohio is mom and dad saying, put the tablets down.
Right. It is a little bit.
Down.
It is.
Let's have some fun out there. We're going to do things with our bodies. We're going to play our instruments.
Right.
We're going to get out there and do real things.
I'm just saying, I have all, and by the way, don't get rid of the scoreboard. I like it. I like all the videos and stuff they do. I like all the fun, shooting off the fireworks and all the cool stuff. The drone show. That's great.
Go back to Tennessee. Yeah.
But we don't need to de-emphasize Script Ohio.
No.
Right?
No.
That's the only point I'm making here is with OSU Michigan. If there ever is a year where it's like, well, we got this national championship thing to worry about. I don't know if it's worth it. Stop.
I agree with you. I agree with you, man.
Important. You can have both and enjoy it. And as long as we all agree on that and say we're going to keep Michigan game as important as it ever has been, because to me, It's not important because it gets you to the Rose Bowl. That's not a thing anymore. It's not important because it gets you to a national championship.
It's standalone important.
It's important.
It's standalone.
If you're both 0-11 or 11-0.
Or
it's going to matter. Right. Anywhere in
3,
between.
whatever. Yeah.
It's important it should be important every single year because that's the team that just every stinking year at the end of the season is who you have to go through. And it's been that way for 100 years. That's why it matters. So when people say, you don't need to win that game to win a national championship. Yeah, you're right. You don't need to beat Penn State either by that logic, but you want to lose to them? You don't need to beat Texas.
Anybody.
You don't need to beat Texas in August, the first game of the year. You don't need to beat Texas to win the national championship. Does anybody want to see the Buckeyes lose that game? No. I think let's keep this framework correct.
Let me tell you this.
I'm saying it's a false dichotomy that Ben Roethlisberger put out there. This or that. You can do both.
It got us talking.
Both can happen.
It got us talking. That's why they talk about this, because that has been a silly debate that has brewed up here ever since the college football playoff came along. Oh, it's going to take away from the Michigan game. Like that's one of the first things that was uttered in this town when college football playoff expansion was brought out. And I understand a lot of you non-expanders about the sanctity of college football and what lies in the regular season. I understand it. I have been on the other side because in my mind, I would like to be in a system just in case you lose that wrong game. Just in case you lose one game in the entire season. I don't really think it's right in any sport. I'll say that, not just football, but in any sport where if you have one mistake as a team, then somehow you're not worthy of being a champion.
Right.
And that's why I appreciated adding to this thing to where there could be several one-loss football teams out there that are really, really good.
Who never got a chance to play each other,
and it's going to come down to semantics of, one's got to be left out. And they could actually be the best team, but they lost one game to a really good opponent or a rivalry game, and they won't get a chance to circle the wagons and come back. In sports, I love the idea of redemption. I love the idea of being knocked down, of having something go wrong, and then you actually get a chance to prove to yourselves, to prove to everybody, to prove to your doubters that you can get back up and do it. That's why I like it. And I hope that we have that, and that the Michigan game, that we don't get any dummies that are born into this system that don't see it for what it is, and the classic battle, the classic game. Buckeyes still have plenty of games to win, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They haven't matched them in the lifetime series. So the work is not done. The work is a long way from being done.
I feel like this year we're going to get into it. By the time we get to October, everyone's going to start looking that way and saying, boy, if we don't beat Michigan this year,
I agree.
It's really going to suck.
I agree. It's the same
not
way.
Yes, you still have a chance to go to the national championship, but you've had that the last few years. It's not the only thing anymore. So
it will really suck if they lose that game.
Absolutely
and
right.
You have to tell yourself, trick your brain the same way we had to do it this year about we got to find a way to go on.
Yeah.
Got to find a way to go on after losing that game. And it was weird. It was weird, the whole period in between the Michigan game and the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
Really know what to think.
No, I think we all were lost without a feel. And I think most of us felt like if you don't beat Michigan, you're not winning a national championship. That's not likely to happen.
It did feel that way, yeah. How do you do it after you lose that game?
Now we've learned you can. If you have a great coach and some great players who found a way.
For finding the way to do it.
Absolutely right. There was a guy who made a really stupid bet on national television yesterday. We have an update on if he paid off the bet or not coming up next. It is T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Slow traffic is causing a 15-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 270. And there's a 10-minute delay on southbound 315 from Lane Avenue to Town Street. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole. For 97.1, The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV. RCD RV's open house is May 3rd through the 10th, and they have over 650 RVs in stock. Visit RCD in Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
If the family of raccoons living in your garage are thinking of moving out because your garage door is too ugly even for them, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, transforming the look of people's homes for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Did you ask about Pick 3 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay, Pick 3 is a daily draw game where you pick 3 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where numbers must be drawn in an exact order or boxed where they can be drawn in any order. You can win hundreds, and wagers start at only 50 cents. Want to learn more? Okay, go to OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle and Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
T-Bone and Timmy today. Tomorrow, T-Bone and Tyvis bringing the P. Monday, T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 in the A, 6 to 9 a.m., new morning show.
Wow.
Common Man and Timmy, 3 to 6, right here on the Fan.
Man, I got the last Buckeye show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right after you guys at 6 o'clock.
Who's hosting with you for the
Austin.
last show?
It'll be me and Austin, and we'll have a lot of fun. We'll have our 10 TV friends that I've become good buddies with throughout the last couple of years on the show. They'll be in. I did my last Wednesday round with DeVere last night. That was fun. We decided we're going to try to go get vasectomies together.
Oh, good.
That's something that we're going to try to. We're both afraid of it, so
what's there to be afraid of?
Why not? Let's have a great story around this. Let's go together. Let's do some duos.
Just call me up anytime you want. I will tell you blow
You'll get
by
another
blow.
one?
I'll tell you. No, well, I mean, you know what? It was so simple. I'd go through it again. It wasn't that bad. I don't need it.
Do it again for good
moral
measure.
support for you.
Yeah.
If we're both in the room together. Yeah, why not?
So the question we were asking each other, of all the stories I've heard about getting it, we're wondering what body position are you in?
You're laying down.
Okay.
You're laying on your back.
I didn't know if you stand and kind of
here's what you
lean
do.
up against the hospital bed or whatever.
Here's what happens. You go into at least the one I did. I was awake for mine. You go in, you disrobe, they give you the hospital gown.
I can actually already feel a sensation in that area now, just you talking about it. Like
here's what happens.
Tingling.
So I go to the doctor's office. The nurse walks me back and is, a very nice person. She's like, here you go. Here's where you blah, blah, blah. Just change your clothes. And then the doctor will be in a minute. And I said, okay. So I change. You're all the way down to nothing. And then you put the hospital gown on. And then, you hop up on, there's a table there.
Nothing. Can't keep the shirt on?
No, why? It's just all nothing. Because you just have a hospital gown on. That's okay.
I mean, I get below the belt, but what's
I guess if I asked, they would have let me wear the shirt.
Because I wear male bras, so it's not going to be hanging down or anything. It's going to be tight up top.
Tight. Yes. So then the same nurse who I just talked to comes back in with the doctor. They're like, well, hop up on this table here. So I'm on there. I'm
on your
laying
back.
down on my back
on
with
your
my
back.
Toes pointed up, just lay it out on the table. And then they put a little canopy up so I don't have to see what's going on south of my waist.
Like you're giving birth.
Yeah, essentially. They block that.
Are there
and
stirrups?
No, you're just laying there. Like you're not. Your legs aren't in any weird. Your legs are flat.
I think you have to be spread so they can get in there and see the work.
Then they lift up the gown, and then now you're on display. You're on display.
He's miming very gently, lifting up the delicate sheet.
They lift up your gown.
Hello.
And then of course it's like, well, there they are. Everything's in order, and then you get a shot that allows you to not feel anything.
How's that shot when
fine.
it goes in?
It was fine. Didn't hurt. I mean, it wasn't bad.
You're a tough guy.
No, it's mental. It's fine. You go in, they give you the little shot, you feel nothing.
Did you grit your teeth at all?
Here was the thing. We got about halfway through and they started doing some stuff, and I'm like, Doc, I'm starting to feel a little bit of I'm feeling a little pressure. I just said it was just pressure. Timmy, it was just pressure. It wasn't pain.
No.
I can just tell.
It happens to me every time at the dentist. I have to order. My dentist, Doc Ock, she knows. She has to give me a triple shot of the Novocaine.
Oh, triple shot.
They do a regular shot, like for most patients. I'm like, like hand goes up. I feel everything.
Oh, wow.
Second one goes in, I'm still feeling a little bit. They know now. They don't even bother with starting with one or two. Just go straight to triple it.
Triple shot.
Triple sec.
You get a quad Novocaine.
Yes.
Like a Starbucks,
close
a quad
to
espresso. You just get a quad Novocaine.
Keep pumping. Keep pumping.
Keep pumping.
Keep going.
Arnold is your dentist. So
pump it up.
And then I said, I feel a little pressure. And he goes, well, yeah, because I haven't numbed the other side yet. And then we're just about done on this side. And then another shot, other side's numbed up. And then worst part was,
just imagine if they didn't numb you up enough, and then they get to doing the work.
Happens.
Like, I'm sure then you feel all of it. And
the worst part was I did detect a smell, because at some point they're burning you. They're burning parts of you. They snip, and then they seal it off by burning it. They cauterize it.
They cauterize you.
Yeah.
They're soldering down there.
And all of a sudden I'm smelling like a little charred.
You smell like
bone,
a workshop.
Little charred T-bone. And I thought, oh boy, this is not a smell I want to ever smell again.
Tasty bone.
No, it was not.
Get the A1 out, right?
See, right, exactly, Teddy.
Right. Give me a knife and a fork.
I believe that's pronounced AI. I believe it's what you're talking about.
Okay.
AI.
I think
is that what we're talking about?
AI bone.
Yeah, that's right.
Confused.
Stick a fork in me, Jerry. I'm done.
So game 3 for the Knicks-Celtics series, that is Eastern Conference playoffs in the NBA.
Anybody see Bodie today? He can't be doing good.
I was going to text him a wellness check, and I thought last night, I was like, you know what? I'm sure he's fine. I just don't want to bug him because I'm sure he's going through it. But ticket demand for game 3, the get-in-the-door price for this game, which will be on Saturday in Madison Square Garden, with the Knicks leading 2-0 in this series, it is cheaper than I would have thought. Get-in-the-door price is only $626. But, Timmy, I saw courtside stuff going for well over $10,000. Like, This game is going to be one of the biggest games in Knicks history.
How about a little matinee, too? The 3:30 afternoon game?
Yeah, it'll be a big deal. Now, before game 2 last night, where the Knicks went on what was the final run, Teddy? Like a 22-5?
It was a lot, yeah.
23-2, something like that. To close out this game, come all the way back and win it right there at the end. Knicks go up 2-0 in this series, inexplicably. I don't think any NBA fan who isn't a Knicks fan would have looked at that before the season or before the series and said, oh, yeah, Knicks are going to take both games in Boston. Unprecedented, not expected at all. But Paul Pierce, who is a Celtic, who is on TV helping out with this NBA coverage, before the game, noted Celtics said, there's no way the Knicks are going to win game 2. Celtics are going to win. It's not even a question. He said before the game, if the Celtics lose game 2 at home, I'm walking here tomorrow. The studios where he was doing this for FS1, they're in L.A. He lives about, was it 15 or 20 miles from where the studio is?
20.2 miles. Okay. He kind of cut off so we can't see exactly where he lives, which is smart by Paul Pierce, but he lives somewhere west of Encino, west of Sherman Oaks, west of Encino, off the 405.
Teddy, do you know how far it is? I know you're in Canal. Do you know how far it is from Canal to here? Have you ever looked that up to see about how many miles it is?
Can't be 20 miles.
For walking?
No chance.
Well, no. Well, your drive in. Like you know how many miles it is every day that you go to
It's
to
probably
get here?
Like 20 miles.
Okay, yeah.
No way.
Dude,
seriously?
Teddy probably has about that. I go 35 miles from Marysville every day. That's how far it is.
That I get. You're going to Marysville.
What I'm saying is that's probably the equivalent of walking from like a Dublin or Westerville to downtown Columbus. I'm guessing that's roughly what Paul Pierce did. Today he paid off on the bed. He was in his robe. He said, I will come in a robe. I will walk here tomorrow. So he did. He walked, he said, over 7 hours of walking to get to work. And
he actually paid.
He paid it off.
Okay.
He did it. He walked. The videos are out there. He's been posting them. Now maybe he was lying and he just shot a video of himself walking for a minute and then hopped in a car.
Yeah.
But you can see the videos. It starts in the morning. Like he is legit.
Okay.
In the morning.
This is all over social media
super
today.
Early. Yeah. So he apparently walked 20 miles into FS1.
I see stuff from 7 hours ago.
Yeah.
From 5 hours ago. From 2 hours ago. Well, good on him.
I agree.
By the way, Teddy, I got you at 17 miles from here. I guess it's pretty close.
Yeah,
My
so
bad.
about 20 miles.
Walking from Canal Winchester to the downtown main branch of the post office, if you know where those two locations are, that's what Paul Pierce, he walked 3 miles further than that today.
Yes.
To get into work.
Basically
to pay off on a bed.
Going towards Lancaster down there.
Yeah.
Not quite that far.
It's insane.
But my God.
I know. I can't.
If true, but just the fact that
you know what it is?
everybody makes bets like that.
Yeah, but you don't think you're going to have to pay it off.
Nobody ever. How many times have we heard someone say, like, oh, if we do this, I'm getting a tattoo? Did Urban not say he'd get a tattoo for winning a national championship? Is that something that he never did or showed proof of?
I feel like I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think Rick Pitino did get a tattoo.
Grizzly Adams does have a beard.
Grizzly Adams does.
What does my tattoo say?
Yeah, that's right. You get a tattoo, Teddy?
No, come on.
What are you talking about?
Dude, where's my car? Come on.
I don't know.
Dude,
it's a stupid movie. I don't know that reference.
Dude, where's my car? Is great.
I just
Sweet. What does mine say?
Dude, what does mine say? Sweet.
Jeez.
It's a
no
classic
more and
bit.
then. No more and then.
Okay. I know that one. I know that one. And then.
No more and then. Yeah, so, hey, Paul Pierce, I appreciate you. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I admire. He's going to get more people watching that FS1 show tonight than have probably watched it all season long.
Kevin Garnett drove past Paul Pierce while he was doing this and popped his head out of his SUV.
That's great.
I wish I could hear this, but he's right.
No, there's
a
good
video.
For him, though.
There's a video clip. Paul was walking and talking.
Yeah,
doing the IG live a lot of this.
This video is proof that we need more walkable neighborhoods because, like, if I wanted to walk here from Marysville, I'd have to walk on the freeway.
My God,
like,
Kevin Garnett is so tall. He's just got his head popping out of his sunroof while he's driving. Yeah. He barely even has to sit up.
Isn't he like 6'11"?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
He's huge.
Yeah.
That's
KG's tall.
It's like 3 feet of his body is outside the sunroof here. He's just like, it's almost like he has to drive that way all the time because he's so tall.
I feel like Charles Barkley would not have paid off on this. I feel like he would have made this bet.
He would die.
No, I feel like he would not have paid off on this.
He couldn't pay off on this.
Good
he
for
would
Paul
physically
Pierce.
die.
By the way, Bill Belichick, huge hypocrite. We'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the left lane on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt after Westerville. And there's a 20-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Easton Way and 161. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward here with a challenge. Well, a challenge might not be the best choice of words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. Has a different ring to it when you have a finish line, doesn't it? 40 by the 4th. Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th of July? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the 260 number be a little nicer on your eyes and on your knees? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in just 8 weeks. There's no reason you can't drop 40 by the 4th and be feeling as great as I still do now. Ring Independence Day in healthy, confident, and most important, feeling happy. You reached your goal with the help of Awaken 180. So fire up your grill and grab your beverage of choice because the weight's staying off thanks to free support for life. 40 by the 4th. Set your goal and reach it. Reserve your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, I got the nicest Google review today. Dewey from Gahanna said, "We cannot believe we are able to get the Pella look and quality at the cost we did."
I got a review too. Listen to this. These windows were great. Oh boy, for about a year. Looks like I'll need to renew, in quotes for some reason, my windows way too soon. Repeat customer?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have you road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove. Not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. Oh no, I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my 2 best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
This Mother's Day, be direct. Tell Mom she shines without saying a word. At Diamonds Direct, we've curated a meaningful collection of timeless gifts for every budget, from birthstone rings and stackables to diamond pendants, pearls, and stunning earrings. So here's to Mom for her love, her strength, and always putting others first. This year, she deserves a gift that lasts a lifetime, and that's our specialty. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. No filler guests, no intelligence, and most of the time, no sports. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
T-Bone and Timmy with you today. Happy Thursday. If you missed the news, I mean, it's been everywhere. We've got a new pope. If you're Catholic, I mean, if you're not, we still have a new pope. I'm not Catholic, is what I'm saying. But it's a American pope, first one ever.
Chicago Pope.
Yeah, Pope Leo the 14th, I believe, is
taking on the name Leo. Yep,
there you go.
He is Chicago-born Cardinal Robert Prevost.
Yeah,
first United States Pope in the Church's history. He's also a citizen of Peru, where he worked for many years. He's 69 years old. Nice. Was the head of the church's, how do you say this, dicastery?
I'm not sure. I would say,
I know diocese
I think what you
is
just
the
said
word.
sounds right.
Yeah, for bishops, meaning he oversaw the selection of new bishops.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty important job, I believe, in the Vatican the last couple of years. It sounds like.
He went to Rome to study when he was 27 years old.
All right.
He was ordained as a priest back in 82.
Yeah, that's...
Isn't that when you were born?
Yeah. He's been a priest as long as I've been alive.
How about that?
Let him live. So this story about Bill Belichick will continue to have legs, right? We haven't seen him
and Jordan Hudson. Yeah.
Well,
it's not going away.
The whole thing, it's not just that he's dating Jordan Hudson, although that's obviously, she's 24. He's what, 70?
Old enough. Too old.
73. That story in and of itself is just, that's interesting, right? But there are plenty of people with that age gap in their relationships. Fine. It's not something I would think would be very interesting
is it?
myself, but sure, there's parts of it that are very interesting for Bill. But here's what I'm saying. It's not just that. He's also the head coach at North Carolina. He's never been a college football head coach. He is a legendary NFL coach who's been out of the game for a while, and now he's trying to lead a college football program in the NIL era.
And we've never even heard of Bill Belichick having a significant other in the public eye like this.
Sure.
Not
he
even
had
close.
He had a longtime girlfriend. I think she popped up on, remember the draft coverage from COVID where everybody was in their houses? I want to say she was sitting at a table with him, and it was like, oh, Bill Belichick has a girlfriend who's also close to his age at the time. All these things.
I will say, we generally take a peek into people's personal lives that are super famous, right? Like, that's a thing that is done. For whatever reason, I have never done that with Bill. I have never known anything about his significant others, his marital status, if he had a wife, girlfriend. I never even bothered to look it up or care. And I feel like it was never really discussed because he was such a great football coach in New England. It really was just about the hoodies that he wears and winning football games and winning Super Bowls. That's really all it ever was. And do your job, right?
Yeah. Do
your job. Bill Belichick.
He's out on that CBS interview where Jordan Hudson jumped in and said, we're not talking about our relationship and all that stuff. That all happened because he's written a book and he's trying to sell the book. That's the publicist set that up to go out there and talk.
He's all over the place with her.
Yes. So this is now, Julian Edelman actually talked about this, and I think it's spot on. He said the number one thing we used to talk about in New England was distractions. Let's not make distractions. The game's already as hard as it is to prepare for it, to play, to coach.
Yeah.
And he said, and then he went on to say, look, Jordan Hudson probably got a raw deal here because she's being painted as this villain. She's doing what a publicist would do. It's not uncommon for a publicist to step in during an interview that's off camera and say, hey, that's off limits. You can't ask about that. It's not why we set this interview up. That's all fine. He said, but now
she's getting a raw deal.
Well,
she's got a
I'm
$8 million real estate portfolio.
What I'm saying is he's making the point that he was saying it's not bad for her to jump in on an interview.
I got it.
But the point is, he said, regardless of why she did that, whether she was right or wrong for it, now it's snowballed. This is him quoted. Now it's gained and snowballed to where it's become right now, where we're talking about it 3 weeks later, it's become a distraction. That's what we all think now. This is becoming a distraction. We got to practice as we preach here. And he goes on to say, you should be worried about Dabo Swinney and what you're going to do in the ACC, not answering questions about your girlfriend, which is 100% right.
And it will not go away.
No,
it will not die down unless they break it off. That is the only thing that's going to do it.
Or here's the other thing that will allow it to not die down.
She takes a back seat and just his girlfriend and nothing more.
Or he wins football games. That's all we will care about. Like, not all we will care about, but if you win, people will say, oh, well, I guess that's a good idea. Maybe
true too.
And then you'll see other fan bases trying to break up their coaches who are happily married and try to get them with a 22-year-old med student or something. Like that's the next thing that will happen.
It doesn't feel like there's going to be much of a chance for this to happen, though, because you're already hearing so many grumblings out of North Carolina and how frustrating this whole setup is.
Well, right. My point here is that Bill Belichick is the king of saying we can't have distractions. And we said this at the time when all of this kind of started hitting the news. You're doing a distraction thing. It's the same thing Aaron Rodgers used to do, where he said, we can't have distractions. We got to cut out all the BS. And then he goes out with RFK Jr. and talks about running for president or vice president. Remember that whole debacle?
Yes.
Just practice what you preach. You're allowed to have a social life. You're allowed to have all these, do a book tour, but you're the guy who preaches it's got to be a certain way for me and for the guys I coach, but then he can go out and do other things. That's not okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have the relationship. Nobody's going to be able to stop you. People are going to be allowed to judge, of course. That's something that's going to go on because you're a public figure. You're 73 years old and you're dating to be honest, it's pretty low-hanging fruit when you talk about a judgment standpoint. People are going to judge if you're going to be old enough to be her grandfather and you're going to go that route. That's going to happen. That will always continue to happen. But as far as her sort of taking on these roles and as it pertains to North Carolina football, that's going to be something that they will have issues with, as they should. If she's doing things that she's not even being asked to do or anyone at North Carolina wants her to do. So that's where it's going to become weird. And, there was some report about how they may have wanted to do a college version of a Hard Knocks series about this, which would really be perfect with all of this going on. a lot of eyeballs would want to be on it. I would want to check
distractions.
it out. But I guess distractions, right? She thought that was a bad idea.
And you know what? She's probably right.
Probably
I'll give her credit for that. Honestly,
I just want to see it get to the season, though.
The biggest distraction of all this was the book tour. Like, he had his Instagram post. People knew they were dating. This book tour thing is what caused that CBS interview.
Absolutely.
And that's
right.
where probably that's what you shouldn't be doing right now, Bill, is promoting a book. You should be focused on getting your team ready. But
write the book when your career's done.
Yeah, you did.
You probably
he
don't
did
ever
write
want
it when
that.
it was done, and now he's jumped back in, and now the book's ready to go.
You're right. Good point.
He screwed it up. Some bad news for the Reds yesterday. We've got an injury update on Hunter Green. We'll tell you about that next. It's T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 10-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on northbound 315 at 3rd Avenue. And there's a couple minutes slowdown on southbound 71 on the north side between North Broadway and 17th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority. Is water damaging your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym could be due to low testosterone, and that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and even if you're in your 30s or if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, and your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make a change for the good. And for a limited time, new patients will get their initial appointment free, which includes blood work and a medical consult, because we believe low T treatments could have an incredible impact on your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
At Kroger, we've lowered prices on over 1,000 items across our stores so you can save even more. Whether you're shopping in-store or online at Kroger, we've lowered prices on thousands of the items your family wants and needs. And with lower prices, your dollar goes further every time you shop with us. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Anthony from my friends at the Honda dealership here in Central Ohio, Germain Honda of Dublin. You know the brand, you know the reliability and the styling. Now get to know the deals. Grab a new 25 Honda HR-V, a 25 Accord SE, or even a 25 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for 0% up to 36 months. Talk to my man Rich. Get the right vehicle, the right deal at the right dealer. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road just south of 270.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Common Man here for Weed Man. I always have the greenest lawn in the neighborhood. It's luscious. I swear by 2 things, water and Weed Man. Weed Man is locally owned and operated by Corbin and Audrey. They will make sure your lawn is weed-free and looking gorgeous. Of course, they get rid of weeds, but they also do aeration, mosquito control, grub control, crabgrass prevention, and flea and tick control for your 4-legged friends. For a free quote, give them a call, 614-733-3747, weedmanusa.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in Columbus. Are you ready to experience a life-changing event that will elevate your faith, finances, and future in 2025? Then you won't want to miss this. Join us for Life Search, featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center for an extraordinary one-day event that will empower you to transform every area of your life through the power of faith. Prepare to be inspired by an incredible lineup of champions, including college football champions Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs, 3-time national champion head coach Urban Meyer, sportscaster Kirk Herbstreit, 2-time national football champion Tim Tebow, and more. These champions have experienced firsthand how faith transforms lives, and they'll be joining LifeSearch to share their powerful stories and insights on how to integrate faith into your business, finances, and every aspect of your journey. Seats are selling fast to this unforgettable event, so don't wait. Head to LifeSearch.com now to secure your tickets before they're gone. LifeSearch featuring Champions of Faith, Saturday, May 10th at the Schottenstein Center. Don't miss out. Your transformation begins here. Visit LifeSearch.com today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic or our new Cheddar Blast flavor made with real cheddar cheese. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. This is Paul Keels. One Major League manager was put out of work today. Pittsburgh Pirates dismissed Derek Shelton. The team's in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. Bench coach Don Kelly takes over. Cincinnati Reds will go for a second straight win. Facing the Braves in Atlanta tonight, Nick Lodolo and Spencer Schwellenbach are the starting pitchers. Cleveland Guardians with the day off. They'll host Philadelphia tomorrow. Former Major League outfielder Chet Lemon has passed away at age 70. He was part of the Detroit Tigers team that won the World Series in '84. Columbus Clippers continue their series in Indianapolis tonight. On the hard court, just one game in the NBA playoffs. Golden State at Minnesota. Warriors a 1-0 lead. On the ice in the NHL playoffs, Carolina at Washington, Edmonton at Vegas. Anaheim Ducks have filled their coaching vacancy, hiring Joel Quenneville. And in golf, first round of the Truist Championship in Philadelphia, Keith Mitchell, the leader, at 9 under par. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Off topic is on brand. This is Man and Bone.
T-Bone and Timmy. Lots to get to this hour. We have got a little bit of an admission from the NBA coming up later regarding that Cavs game, but I saw this news. Teddy, I thought of you when I saw the news about Hunter Green, that he had left the game with looked like a groin injury of some kind.
Yeah.
And then the news comes out that he's going to be on the 15-day injured list right now with a grade 1 groin strain.
15-day or 10-day?
I saw 10 and then I saw 15. I think it's 10-day, right? I don't know. Either way, Terry Francona said he's probably going to miss a start or two. They're targeting, I think they have a series with the Cubs.
Yeah, they're going to be taking on the Cubs in late May. I think they're going to Wrigley end of the month.
They're saying that's when they're, at least right now, hopeful that he will return. But
so that's probably like a couple starts, maybe 2 starts he's going to miss.
Probably going to miss a couple starts, all things considered.
Sorry, if
all goes well.
I don't know which late May he's referring to. I would think that's the home series against the Cubs then, because then they're on the road. If anybody is looking to take a little Memorial Day weekend, well, that would be the weekend after the Memorial. So you don't want to leave town when we got the golf tournament here. But Friday, May 30th, 31st, and June 1st, they're in Chicago for anyone looking to take a trip there that week after. But yeah, they play the 23rd, 24th, and 25th down in Cincinnati against the Cubs. That's when he should be back.
Yeah, that's overall, all things considered. If you have an injury, you get worried, but so far it doesn't sound too bad. I'm hopeful that will be all it is, and then we can move on from there.
Hey, before you go on, I just wanted to go back and talk about that Paul Pierce walk that he did, which was honestly a pretty cool thing. If we can validate that he did that whole walk on a bet, a simple little guy's bet to just express how much he did not want the Celtics to lose Game 2 at home. Of Celtics great, one of the best college basketball players I've ever seen. No North Carolina Tar Heel would ever follow through with a bet like that anyway. He would, as the great legend that he was, the great Jayhawk. And he walked 20 miles. 20 miles to work.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what, Teddy, we talked about him. He's about 17 miles as the crow flies down to Canal. So closer to 20 miles than I expected. But my walk, I honestly think this is something I should just do just for my health at some point.
Okay.
I could get this thing done in 3 hours and 35 minutes.
How far would the walk be from you where you are in Hilliard?
We're talking about 9.6 miles. 3 hours, 35 minutes.
Did you know
I can just do Treyview the entire way?
Yeah.
Go past Raymond, maybe catch a quick 9, take a couple hour break, and then continue on my journey. Stop at Bazemore Pizza.
Yeah.
I hang a right there on Riverside, and that's it. And then I'm right into Grandview and to our 10 TV 97.1 The Fan Studios.
Yeah. That's, you know what? That is doable. Actually, my buddy Josh, who runs like ultra marathons, you know what he runs every morning? Sickening what this guy does.
No, I don't.
He runs
17
miles every morning.
That's not
this guy.
How?
He runs.
What's
he lives
an
out
ultra marathon. What's it, like 250 miles?
Ultra
over
is
a week?
Ultra is anything over a marathon. So if you go like 30 miles, 26 miles is a regular marathon, 30 is an ultra. He's run multiple 50-mile races. He's run a 100-mile race. He's going to run another 100-mile race this August out in Colorado.
How does the 100-mile race work?
You run 50 miles over a bunch of mountains, and then you turn around and run 50 miles back to where you started over the same mountains and everything else.
You sleep when you have to sleep, whatever.
You don't sleep.
You stop when you have to stop.
You have 30 hours, so you just stay up. You have 30 hours to go 100 miles. So it's like 3 miles an hour, 3.5 miles an hour, which is like walking pace for people. But when you're going over mountains and your feet hurt and you're tired, I mean, at some point you have to stop and eat. You have to do stuff like that.
You do that without dying?
People do it all. Yeah, I'm not. It's not easy. Yeah, go look up the Leadville 100. That's what it is. That's what he does. It's out in Colorado at 10,000 feet is where they start. They go over mountains that are over 13,000 feet.
I love how you go out to Colorado, trying to say it the right way, not Colorado.
Okay.
And you don't want to like go to a Nuggets game. You don't want to, play Cherry Hills or something like that. I mean, you're not a golfer, so you wouldn't do that. But all the stuff that's out there, instead, you want to go and watch your friend try not to die.
Well,
walking 100 miles.
I'm part
in
of
a race.
I'm part of the help for him to hopefully not die because you need someone out there like hand him food and make sure he's like check in on him, make sure he's not dying.
You're a good friend.
I did it once before.
You're a good friend because I would not want to do that.
He did 50 miles. In that race, and then had to call it quits because he had a couple injuries and was just like, I can't do it.
I don't blame him.
And he, when we picked him up, he was just like, guys, I'm so sorry, I failed. And I'm like, you ran 50 miles. What are you talking about? You failed. That was great. I'm so proud of you. And then he's like, yeah, but I had another 50 to do. And I'm like, well, we'll work on that. We can do that in the future. But yeah, so I'm saying like, when I saw this Paul Pierce number, 20 miles walked, I'm like, that's insane. And then I realized my buddy runs like 17
why don't
a
you just
day.
Call that off and then go to that Mexican restaurant where they have the cliff divers in-house.
Oh, what is that from South Park?
The one from South, right? What?
Why am I blanking? I can see it in my head.
I don't
like
know
I
don't know Denver like the next guy. I know our guy Joe Harden. He thinks that the lizard people live under the airport.
Oh yeah, that's
he says like everything happens
Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita. Casa Bonita today.
You know what?
But anyway, the Denver airport apparently has the Illuminati. Like, it all happens under the Denver airport.
I've heard about that.
Like, that's where deals are made, things happen.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Area
apparently.
51 is under Denver International. Maybe it's like that big blue Bronco that's on the way into the Denver airport.
That's right.
Maybe that's like a portal or you like twist it a certain way.
I'm sure it is.
And then you go down below.
I'm going to tell you right now. Like, I love Columbus. I plan on living here the rest of my life. However, if at some point they said Columbus is no longer an option for you, sorry, you're not allowed.
You must leave. You must go.
I mean, Colorado is probably one of the places I would head. And that
can't afford it.
No. It's insane.
Take a look at Boulder.
I'd live in a shack.
Can't go there.
No. I wouldn't live in Boulder. I would go live out in like Leadville. I would go live in a place like that. It's a couple hours from Denver, so you can get to the airport if you need to.
Did you say Denver's with an S?
No, a couple hours from Denver. So There was an S on the word after Denver.
I thought I got you.
Denver's.
They got Myers out there? They don't. No, they don't.
No, man, but
Myers does not leave the Midwest.
I do love Colorado Springs. I've been there a few times. It's not really my scene. I'm not, I didn't serve in the military. My dad did, though. He's an Air Force guy. That's where the Air Force Academy is.
But you don't have to.
I'm saying
you can move to that town without being in the military.
I'm saying that town has a lot of like military people, and then like James Dobson and Focus on the Family. That's like 90% of the stuff out there.
What about
I love that town.
Colorado Springs? Schlegel could tell you about that because he was played.
He was there,
Force.
yeah.
Fort Collins
got kicked out for eating peanut butter.
That's right.
Because no joke. Schlegel was eating too much peanut butter. They said you're not allowed to do it.
And he's like, Sam Dickens?
How am I supposed to get my protein? They said just eat the meals we give you.
The other suburb that's nice and is a college town, that's Fort Collins. That's north of Denver by about 30 or 40 miles, I think, by the look of the map. That's where Colorado State University is.
Yeah.
That's also a really nice town.
Yeah.
I've driven through there because I've had to do the drive from it's a hell of a drive. The drive from Salt Lake City area to KU, to Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah.
So you're going from Ogden, Utah, basically by the Great Salt Lake, all the way across southern Wyoming. That's when I thought my truck, like my first car that was actually mine, like given to me by my parents to get me through school, thought it was going to die. In no way could this Mazda B2200 pickup truck, 1990 model with no power steering.
Mazda B2200, yeah. You had one of those?
Drove that sucker from Ogden. The thing normally leaked oil. It just leaked oil. And it never got corrected. I just had to keep quartz behind the seat and make sure that the compartment was full as it could be. And we got to about Laramie, Wyoming on the drive out and thought that car was actually going to die.
The fact you had a Mazda B-Series truck is blowing my mind right now.
It's insane.
That's awesome.
It was a powder blue Mazda. Shut up, rhyme time. Powder blue.
Nothing wrong with that.
Mazda
I love a powder
B2200.
Blue. Beautiful. By the way, Colorado, the thing that does annoy me about it, I understand why they do it, is everywhere you go, if you mention like, oh yeah, I'm heading out to Pueblo or whatever, like, oh, 7,000 feet. 4,000 feet, 6,000 feet. Everybody's telling you what elevation you are at all times. It's like, I got it. I know it's high.
Pikes Peak.
Well, that's
15,523 feet.
Yeah, it's like whatever town you're going to, it's like, oh, hey, 6,000 feet. Be careful. Make sure you hydrate. 9,000 feet, Copper Mountain. It's like, I got it. I know. There's elevation.
Capitol Peak.
Well, I'll just drink water and hopefully not die. How about that?
Oh, man.
People live here. It shouldn't be that difficult.
We got to go to Aspen. We got to see
you
Aspen.
And me. Yeah, where the, what is it?
Little town called Aspen.
Where the
beer flows like wine. The women flock like the
salmon of
Capistrano. No, yeah. I don't know. The French
Travis Pastrana. That's what it is.
Travis Pastrana. Sean White and Travis Pastrana are hanging out.
Listen, we gotta have a talk with the SEC. They need to put their big boy pants on. They need to step up to the bar. And go to wherever you said, Aspen. That's right.
Go to Aspen.
Do that next. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Stop and go traffic is causing a 30-minute delay on northbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between 670 and 161. And there's a 25-minute slowdown on westbound 670 between International Gateway and 315. This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by The Waterworks, your trusted neighborhood plumbing, draining, heating, and cooling experts. Visit online today at thewaterworks.com.
I'm an old school Joe, and my philosophy is simple and effective. At the end of the day, it's not what you win or lose, it's what you save. And bet and reduce juice at Prime Sports Ohio is the way to save money on every single bet. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know firsthand what it's like to battle through joint pain. After years of the hard hits and the wear and tear on the field, I thought pain, it was just going to be something I had to live with. Let me tell you, that's no longer the case thanks to QC Kinetics. For over 8 years, QC Kinetics has been leading the charge nationwide in non-surgical joint pain relief, helping over 50,000 patients get back to doing what they love, pain-free. Whether it's your knees, back, hips, shoulders, you pick it. If joint pain's been slowing you down, you need to hear about what Dr. Aaron Walkoff and his team in Columbus are doing. They're using cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologic treatments with powerful healing properties to repair and restore damaged joint tissue. No surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Just real results. The kind of treatment I wish I had access to during my playing days, and now you do. Imagine this summer playing around at golf, chasing the kids, and just enjoying a walk without the pain. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-228-4544. They now have offices in Grove City and Canal Winchester.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
The standing room only, with all eyes on the 18th green.
That's a good-looking ball.
The sudden roars. That Sunday celebration.
Jack always made the punt at 18. And today, Scotty Scheffler did.
Witness the Memorial Tournament presented by Workday. May 26th through June 1st. It's second to none. Visit memorialtickets.com today.
Wow, what a shot.
At Ohio Mulch, we're making it easy to refresh your yard just in time for Mother's Day. Right now, get 5 bags of mulch or soil for only $10.95. Unbeatable value to kick off your spring projects. Buy 3, get 1 free on 1.5 cubic feet of black mulch. Perfect for that clean, polished look. That's what I get for my yard. Want a wow mom? Give her a gift of a beautiful yard she'll love. Stop in this weekend for exclusive Mother's Day savings only at Ohio Mulch.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news, we fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
Have you ever told a friend
Oh, I'm fine.
when you really felt
Just so overwhelmed.
or sent a text
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
when you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Active Liver is the easy way to get a daily detox to keep you healthy and feeling your best. Find Active Liver at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, but dry and mild on this Thursday. Temperatures holding around 70. Overnight will fall back down to the low 40s, and after a cool start Friday, plenty of sunshine by the afternoon. Temperatures back in the mid-60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Today's special value is 3 hours of stupid. You're listening to Common Man and T-Bone.
Oh, in the break, I was doing the very becoming my parents thing where I was showing Timmy photos from a vacation I took like 2 years ago out in Colorado, where I'm just like, look at that.
Hey, it's all right.
Look at those wide open spaces out there.
I'm like Mike in the fact that I love a good map. I can stare at Google Maps, scrolling and spanning for an hour or two. because you're always thinking about certain places that you've been or want to go. And I guess that's just the way my brain works. I need to know where a city is in relation to another city. Like if we're talking about Spokane, Washington, if Rhyme Time and I are talking about going to a Zags game, which is on the bucket list.
That's Eastern Washington out there,
Thumbs up, right? Like you're going. Like, yeah, we're going. Like he would go to that.
Let me know when you're going. I'll go out there.
Yeah, you'd go.
Yeah.
Eastern Washington. How far is that away from Seattle? Like I got to know. So I would have to pop right into Google.
Quite a ways away.
I think it's
Washington's
probably a
big
4-hour drive minimum.
Big state there.
Yeah, so I've actually done a bus trip to Spokane, though it was not to see a Zags game. I was a student at Weber State in Ogden, Utah. And our team was really good that 1 year that I was there. And so that was awesome, being a college basketball fan. We lost a game to Utah and Salt Lake City in December. They got those non-conference games out of the way. They all played each other in Utah, too, which was cool. Utah State, Weber, BYU, and Utah. And that game against Utah was the last loss they would have. The Wildcats would then go on like a 24-game win streak, make the tournament, punch their ticket. We played Wisconsin, and I was all in. So we got on a student bus trip, and we busted up to Spokane, Washington, and it was a 12-hour ride.
Oh, my God.
And if you think about, because your brain would tell you, right, Utah, that's in the Northwest already.
No, it's...
But Washington is in the Northwest. How could that be more than like a 6 or 7 hour drive? It was a 12-hour banger, and Spokane's not anywhere close to Seattle.
No.
It's on the far eastern, like northeastern side of the state of Washington.
That does fascinate me about the West, where you'll look at a map, here, and you'll zoom in and see Columbus, and you go, how far to Chicago? And then you look, and it's like, 5.5, 6 hours to drive to Chicago.
Yeah.
Then you go look
we
at
have a lot of quick drives being in Columbus, being out like east here.
Then you see like Denver, and you go, how far would it be from Denver over to like Salt Lake City? It's like, like a day.
Yeah.
It's like it's a different world out there.
That's probably an 8-hour drive.
Or more, yeah.
You can't go as the crow flies either. You got to drive north into Wyoming and then west because of all the mountains. But we actually stayed in Post Falls, Idaho when we went to the games. So we were at like Spokane Arena.
Sounds like a
We're
fun
at the kennel.
town. Post Falls, Idaho.
Post Falls, Idaho. Yeah. Hanging out with all my Mormon
Spent a
friends.
month there one night.
That don't like me. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the Mormons don't like you, Timmy Hall. That's a weird thing. I don't know why. You were not a friend of the Mormons. You tried to be. They just didn't like you.
I liked them.
They didn't like you.
They didn't like me. Guess all the drinking and smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, you and your whores probably weren't well accepted, where you were just rolling in with a couple every night. Yeah.
Didn't gravitate towards it. Lost that game, though. Played them tough. That was Wisconsin and Devin Harris.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Devin Harris was
You weren't there when Dame Lillard was there at Weber State, right?
No. Dame was later 2000.
That's right.
7, 8, 9 or something like that.
He's a young guy compared to you.
He's a good, clean boy.
Yeah. He's out injured, but good,
deep
clean
vein
boy.
thrombosis, torn this, torn that.
Yeah.
What, did he just shred his Achilles?
Tore his Achilles, I believe, yeah.
That's too bad. That's
terrible.
That sucks.
All right, so, Timmy, you brought the story to my attention. The SEC, they may finally have to belly up to the bar and do something that, like, a lot of other conferences already do.
Yeah.
But not if they don't get more money. They're not going to do it.
Couple prongs to this, too, because you could easily say that what the SEC football schedule has been, I mean, let's take this past year into account. They've been stuck in their 8-game conference schedule. And a lot of people have been saying you should raise that. People in college football have been saying there should be uniform scheduling. And they still seem to be reluctant to want to go to a 9-game model because, it'll be a detriment to us. Well, you're in an 8-game model, and you still had a lot of your more premier teams suffering 3 losses, and you didn't get as many teams into the college football playoff as you or anyone else out there predicted, or far less than what you had hoped. A lot of your teams, Lane Kiffin was sitting there chirping, writing tweets about how these guys got in the playoff and sucked. That's why you should have put us in there. Well, maybe don't lose to Kentucky or whatever. Do things like that. So the Big Ten's already playing a 9-game conference season. They're doing it a little bit tougher, and they got all those teams in. But now ESPN, and this makes sense, they are going to open up the checkbook. They are going to open up the wallet if they can get their partner, the SEC, to add a 9th conference game. This is just sources at this point. SEC or ESPN is not commenting on this right yet, but how would that not make sense? How would that not be a thing? And I've always argued, as we've started to walk down this road that we're on with college sports, it kind of should go this way. It's going to be better for the fans. It saddens me for programs like the Ohio MAC schools that are used to getting a big game like that. Maybe we can find a middle ground where you get one like that. But I think for the most part, there needs to be big games right when you start. And then again, I say big games like the NFL. You're going to face teams that are weak at the moment. Even in a Big Ten schedule. Rutgers is going to suck from time to time. Indiana's good now, but there's always going to be teams that are at the bottom in a conference schedule that are going to be games you got to win. Win your home games, that type of thing. But I would like to see tougher scheduling, more uniform scheduling, and then the SEC and the Big Ten could possibly get a schedule partnership, which has been talked about. So maybe you have like 10 games that are spoken for, one game for another big non-conference, and then one game for an in-state, MAC type of school or lesser conference school.
Well, two thoughts there. One, I feel like the SEC, it should be a non-starter if you want to be considered as highly as the Big Ten is when it comes to being in the college football playoffs.
Correct. Bigger
Markets in the Big Ten. You have a bunch of like hillbilly markets that don't move the meter. Sorry, that's the reality. Yes, you have a ton of great players, and people do tune in to watch some brand names football, of course. But also, your ability to get into the playoffs should be predicated on how many games you actually play in your conference. The fact you play 8, this other conference plays 9, and then you are somehow viewed as being superior because you play less, that's ridiculous. So that to me is
play
stupid.
The same number of conference
It's stupid
games
that they haven't already done
best
that.
Conference.
How'd that go this year for you, by the way? Yeah, it showed real quick who the good teams were and who weren't, and it wasn't the SEC.
And there are a number of coaches. I think Matt Rule was actually one that recently gave comments who's in the Big Ten again, and he also was kind of the mindset that we should schedule weaker. And to which I say, okay.
That's a prevailing thought, is that we should schedule weaker. The whole thing is now you've got the playoffs allow you to take more chances, because you drop a couple games doesn't mean you're out of it. It gives you a better shot, especially if they keep expanding those. But the other thing I was going to say on the whole overall scheduling thing, when you break off from the NCAA and you just form, playoff college football league thing, whatever we're going to call that, where it's the top 60-ish or so teams all in conferences like the SEC and the Big Ten, maybe throw the ACC in there if you want to. When they break off and do that own thing, that's when you get I think you have to go a tier system based on the last 2 years, combined records, some other metrics. This is a tier 1 school, a tier 2, and a tier 3.
And then you can match them up that way.
9 conference games, and then everybody plays a 1, a 2, and a 3, and then you go through that. And
you
then
kind of did this with the ACC Big Ten Challenge when the college basketball event used to take place.
Sure.
You try to take a look at last year, the strength of those teams, and then pick the next year's matchup based on, okay, this was the champion, this was...
I'll be honest.
Second place team, third place team, and you got to differ it up a little bit from year to year, but you get the point.
I'd be okay with a non-conference having a 2-year agreement with that tier system if they had centralized scheduling where you say, hey, here's the 3 teams you're going to play. It's home and away with each of these schools the next 2 years. So maybe you have 2 non-conference roads and 1 home the year before. The next year you get 2 homes and a road. But it's the same schools. You get 2 years with them. You figure it out. And that'll create some interesting storylines. You might have a couple splits there where then it's like, hey, maybe in the playoffs they'll settle this year. Who knows? I just think that's the way to go. Keep it simple, and you could easily accomplish this. Instead,
you're going to need more money, too.
We're begging the SEC to schedule 9 games.
Don't you agree? You're going to need the money. With where this is going with paying players, you think that $20 million budget is going to be enough to satisfy it?
That's why it
no
won't.
way.
There's no
Maybe
way.
For now.
There's no way it's going to be the NCAA seeing this through. In the next 5 to 10 years, they're going to break off and do their own thing. The big-time schools, they will all do it. All right. I've got a story about a pro sports team actually doing right by the fans for once that I think is important, and we should highlight it. So we'll talk about that next. T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should watch for an accident that's on the right shoulder of northbound 71 on the south side at Frank Road that's causing some delay. And there's a 15-minute slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between I-70 and 5th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Murphy Tractor. Your job is demanding, so choose a partner who delivers more. At Murphy Tractor and Equipment, they provide John Deere equipment that sets the standard for reliability and performance. Visit murphytractor.com and take your job site to the next level. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, you're the Carfax guy.
The Carfox from Carfax.
Wow.
And you, sir, work at Tire Discounters.
I sure do.
The Carfax top-rated service center.
Oh, right. You know, a lot of that's because of our services. But people think we're just about tires.
Maybe it's your name.
Yeah?
Tire Discounters. And your jingle.
Oh, you like it?
I think it needs something.
Yeah? Like what?
Hit it. Plus brakes, oil changes, shocks, and struts, and more. Now that speaks to me.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
This Mother's Day, be direct. Tell mom she shines without saying a word. At Diamonds Direct, we've curated a meaningful collection of timeless gifts for every budget, from birthstone rings and stackables to diamond pendants, pearls, and stunning earrings. So here's to mom for her love, her strength, and always putting others first. This year, she deserves a gift that lasts a lifetime, and that's our specialty. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
T-Bone and Timmy. This show, Common Man and Timmy, which starts on Monday, that'll be brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company right here on The Fan. Common Man and Timmy on Monday, 3 to 6. This time slot. T-Bone will be on with Tyvis, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. starting on Monday. So be prepared for that. You can go find T-Bone and Tyvis on most of your podcast apps right now. There is a brief sample episode up there if you want to check that out. But you can get subscribed so you don't miss an episode once it all starts. Also, something. Tomorrow. Me and Tyvis will be on here from 3 to 6.
That's right. Yeah.
You get another chance to hear us
close it down on Friday, start it up on Monday morning.
That's right. There you go. So there's a story that I saw about a sports team doing the right thing, and that would be the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, we like food on this program. I love food. I love ballpark food. Hot dogs are an institution. You go to a game, right? Of course. You have to get one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the Brewers started a hot dog club. This is probably beneficial for someone who goes to a lot of baseball games.
Love this.
If you have a season ticket plan of some kind, you probably would want to do this if you went to a Brewers game. For $59.99, not cheap, you get unlimited hot dogs every home game. So you can just go up, get a hot dog in the first inning, you eat that, come back in the fourth, whatever time, many as you want, unlimited, $60. I mean, I'll tell you what, I would bankrupt these people if I went, but that's another story.
Now, how many different hot dog options? Are we talking just
the regular dog, and then you can get whatever toppings, mustard, relish, all that stuff that you put on yourself.
Yes,
but it's just this is just for their regular.
We're talking
dog.
not an all beef dog, just
whatever their basic dog is. I'm quite sure is what this is. But here's where they actually did right by the fans.
Yeah.
So Jake Stark, he's 33 years old. He goes to his estimate is 40 to 60 Brewers games a year, and he's been doing that for a while. He bought this $59.99 hot dog club.
Yeah.
And he said when he went to go redeem it at one of the games, he was charged, I believe it was 63 cents on a hot dog for tax. So the dog is whatever it is, $5 or $6. He had to pay 60 cents in tax. And he said, hang on a second.
What?
Why am I getting charged almost $1 in tax on a dog that I'm supposed to get for free? I already paid $60 to get this hot dog.
Right. I've given you a substantial amount of money I would have to eat a lot of hot dogs to hit this mark, right?
Yeah.
I got to go to quite a few games. And so 63 cents in tax?
Now, he's saying
is preposterous.
But he's also saying if I had to do this, every time I come up here, I'm going to get charged this. I thought of this was a free hot dog.
It's
once
free.
you pay
I've
the
already
money.
paid.
Right.
Charge me the tax on the $59.99, which I'm sure
they did.
You had to pay.
Yeah.
So you should just be able to show something and get the free dog. They're right. The customer's right here.
So thankfully, the Brewers saw this because he posted about it on social media. It got about 130,000 impressions. And the Brewers said, hey, that was wrong. We didn't mean for that to happen. There was a glitch in the system, according to them. They said that there were 600 people who have this hot dog pass. They said of the 600 people that had it, about 120 of those people were taxed by this thing.
This is nice of them.
So they reached out to all 120 people and said, we're sorry you paid any tax on your free hot dogs. You shouldn't have had to do that. Tell us what game you want to go to. We'll give you 2 free tickets to any Brewers game this year. Now, that's making it right, because that more than covers what they would have paid in tax, unless they just ate like 10 dogs an inning for 10 games in a row. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. So, you know what? Good job by the Brewers, taking that and realizing they made a mistake. Instead of saying, well, that's your fault. You should have known that. It's in the fine print. Technically, we're not wrong. No, you got to do right by the fans, and I think that was very good.
I would like to see more opportunities like this. I would like to see Ohio State come up with some more ideas from a meal standpoint. I mean, because I can think back to, I don't know if it necessarily has to be like the hot dog club, but that's a good idea. And did you say if that's unlimited even at the game you're at?
It seemed like it was.
I thought I saw something that said 1 dog per game, which, oof.
Oh, that means that's not good.
Means I got to go to a lot of games like that. If I'm paying $60 and we're talking about just a hot dog, that's not one of your high ticket items, right?
No.
I would like to get as many hot dogs as I want, or at least give me a 5 per game limit.
Yeah.
To get the free hot dogs. You're not.
I think I could see them
losing a lot on that transition with what you're charging everyone else in house.
If they said if you buy this hot dog plan, you get up to, let's say, 100 dogs for free.
Yeah.
For $60, that's less than $1 a dog. If you go to 5 games, then you better pack them in. I try to get as many as you can, but this is probably, like I said, a good plan for someone who goes to 30 or 40 games a year.
Here's something that would be fun. Like take Buckeye basketball, for instance, because I was in the building for a lot of their games as part of my gig, and I would, go and watch the first half of the games. And I do eat the same food that any other fan would eat. They don't do any kind of media meal situation. So we go up there and grab a bite. And then I started throwing out the chicken and basketball photos, right? I would always follow Evil Bald Colin, his thing. He told me where the proper, chicken vendor was. We had to take a little bit extra long of a walk, but the lines were shorter and the chicken was hot and crispy most consistently at this one spot.
Okay.
So we go to that place. It's like the Giuseppe's vendors, the one that runs it or something like that. And good, right? It's good. There should be a club for whatever your favorite item is. Like if you're getting a similar kind of item at the Schottenstein Center or at the Shoe, maybe you buy into that. Maybe it's, similar to what that is, $35, $40. You shouldn't even have to be a season ticket member. That just gets you a season pass, basically. So if you're within the parameters of the 25-26 season and you go to a game, you've got your card, you can scan that and you get your chicken basket.
Yeah.
For that game.
I don't think that's bad.
And that's $12 at the game. Let's be honest, that's ridiculously high for a chicken basket and fries, as big as it is. You're making a lot of money off that. And certainly, like the soda club. The soda club should be a thing.
I
to
agree
get you
with
down from paying what? Is it closer to $10 now? Because they've gone to the system where you're basically getting the cup. And they have the actual spigots.
You go fill it, and you can refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is at least $10 for that souvenir thing.
$10 to get a Coke at a game?
Right.
It's crazy.
Well,
you've got to do better by people for that. That should be, at any rate, no more than $5 to get a soda, even if it's refillable. No more than that.
I think you're onto something with that food club thing at stadium games, especially if you're at whether it's at the Shoe or the Shot, you'd have to go with different pricing for different ones because there's more games at the Shot, right? But
sure, yeah.
Jackets could do this too. But if you had something where you said, hey, buy this mug, it fits into our cup holders at this arena, but it's a little more sturdy than the little plastic cups they give you. And then you bring that back, it costs you, let's say, $30 or something for the year.
Right.
And then the rest of the year, you can
do
that
this, don't they? For
all the amusement
Kings
parks
Island,
do it.
Cedar
You
Point.
buy that thing, and it's good for the whole season. You could do something like that. I think that would be a very good thing. Make it, that's one you could do. I also think if you want to make sure you get the students in, make sure the student sections are full and loud. If you had a thing that said, hey, if you buy a student ticket, you get $20 worth of food from the concession stands every game.
Oh, man.
No alcohol.
That's nice.
None of that.
Yeah.
But you think about a college student who's already working, probably some of the college students working on a budget, probably can't afford to go out and eat as often. Hey, if I buy this student ticket to go anyway,
at the game, yeah,
I know I can get some food at the game. That's one less meal I have to worry about. I think something like that would make no problem with you getting those season tickets filled out for the students if you needed to.
Or if it's going to be too much on the budget to do that for every game, you pick those games where you want to get those students out.
Oh,
you don't have to do that
right.
for the big premium games.
For all the non-conference games.
You get like those Tuesday, Thursday, weeknight games, you offer them that free meal.
When they give you a December 27th versus Cleveland State.
Free dinner night, kids.
Actually,
let's go. Chicken and basketball.
For that one, the Cleveland State type of game, I'm not trying to rip them. They're a good program. I'm just saying, like, not your typical North Carolina Duke and not your Big Ten teams coming in. I think you just say, hey, if you come out to this game on a Tuesday night at 9 p.m. because BTN wants to put a late game on for some craptastic team we're playing, concessions are free. Everybody gets free concessions. Maybe you pare down what's there. Maybe you don't have like Angus burgers everywhere, but like hot dogs,
Wagyu beef burgers. Come on.
Hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks, all free, all game long.
Those
for those crappy
items.
Tuesday night 9 p.m. games that no one wants to go to.
It's like what the Atlanta Falcons do anyway.
Yeah.
At every single one of their games for those lower tier concession items.
I'm with you.
They're cheap. That's just a choice that they made.
Yeah.
While we're talking about these food plans, I go back to Cedar Point last year, and we didn't have a lot of experience doing this. Like, we'd never really gotten into the meal plan game before. But best thing that we've ever found from a like pass sort of standpoint was the meal plan. I want to say we paid about $35 a piece for this. And it was me and Sarah, Jack, and a friend. So we had 4 going up.
Yeah.
And so we went for the full day because this was going to be their one day at Cedar Point for the year. So we splurged for the Fast Pass deal, which is a huge upcharge, but it's the way to like ride everything. And you basically get a meal almost anywhere in the park with the wristband, and it recharges after just 90 minutes. And when you factor in the hours for like 9 or 10 a.m. all the way to 10 or 11 o'clock at night, we were punching that thing all day. I basically had my stopwatch going about 90 minutes. We're good. Somebody can eat again. We're not even hungry. I don't care. We're snacking. We're sharing this meal.
Don't a lot of those like theme parks always do it after like 4 p.m. You get in at half price. They have like it'd almost be worth it just to go up and do that. Because then you'd still get it for probably, 3 or 4 refills.
I'm telling you.
You probably could still make them pay on that.
We mathed it out because the regular price is somewhere in the neighborhood of $24 for a meal.
Yeah.
For one meal. Like if you just go into one of their spots, no, this is the brisket joint in this part of the park. Out by, not Mystic Timbers. What's the Steel?
I don't know.
Steel Vengeance out there.
Sure.
Could be $24 for the meal. 2 meals, it pays for itself.
Oh, yeah.
We wound up eating almost $265 of food for $70.
That's great.
All day we ate.
Great deal.
And we didn't ride a thing. We just ate and sat in rocking chairs.
Cedar Point.
That's what we did.
A culinary experience.
It was good
Sounds
food,
awesome.
too.
Back page when we come back. It's T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 15-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the right lane on northbound 315 at 3rd Avenue. It is stop and go from I-70. And there's also a 15-minute delay on northbound 270 on the east outer belt between 670 and 161. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Columbus Men's Clinic said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Columbus Men's Clinic was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual medical provider that takes the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan to launch Raise the Roof, honoring local heroes. This week, we salute U.S. Navy veteran Ronald Jordan. For over 25 years, Ronald has served our country and community, flying critical missions, protecting top officials, and keeping our streets safe as a Springfield police officer and homicide detective. With retirement around the corner, he's looking forward to traveling with his wife. Thank you, Ronald, for a lifetime of service.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Sick of the long security lines and flight delays? Travel on your terms. Go RVing and get ready to save at RCD RV's Open House. From May 3rd through the 10th, take advantage of huge deals on new and pre-owned RVs. Our Delaware, Heath, and Pataska locations will feature exclusive sale pricing on all new and pre-owned travel trailers, fifth wheels, motorhomes with special financing rates available, plus discounts on camping accessories. Come by today. We'll have your road ready by Memorial Day. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
This summer, something wild is coming to your Columbus Zoo. The all-new North America Trek opens soon. Get closer than ever to Mexican wolves, river otters, and more in stunning new habitats. Experience wildlife and conservation in action. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
If your last garage door repair guy used phrases like the springy pulley-uppy-ma-bobber, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For 30 years, we've fixed crappy garage doors, straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution Specialists.
Final segment of the program. We have a full booth in here. Timmy Hall is in. I've got Tito here. I've got Tyvis here. Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, you guys.
Hey.
You
retired that.
This is the last time I'm going to get the chance to say that.
It's like the third time you said it the last time.
This is the last time I'm going to say it.
It's the third time you said it's the last time you're going to say it.
This is officially the last time.
Starting now.
This is officially the last time because I'm not doing the Buckeye.
I'm going to say it to you tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes.
And then that's it.
You know what? I think we should all go back and listen to the podcast and find out exactly when the last time was you said it. And you can do that by just searching up Common Man and T-Bone for right now. Search that on any podcast app. You'll find it there. The podcast is brought to you by our friends at Care Heating and Cooling. But don't forget, next Monday, it'll change to Common Man and Timmy. Tyvis, I saw T-Bone and Tyvis is in the podcast areas now. You can go search it. You can go subscribe to it.
Do they have an artwork on it?
It's just our names. Just a picture of our names.
What do you want?
What do you want it to be?
I told you I want my cartoon with
oh, you want
my
the cartoon
Cleveland
face.
The caricature of you?
Yeah.
It has to have a hat on it, huh?
Yeah. It's got to look something like Denzel Washington. Though.
No, don't do this. We saw the poll. We did this did this on Tuesday.
I heard you guys talking about that.
Don't disrespect my father like that.
I almost drove off the road when you said that.
The listeners.
What's wrong with you?
You know what? You know how many times, I can't tell y'all how many times I be out in public and people stop me and go, oh my goodness.
That's a lie.
That's
a lie.
You're a liar.
You're that coach that played in that movie.
No,
Coach Boone. Coach Boone. That's what I was like. Yeah. I'd be like, you know what? That's my father.
All right. Okay.
okay.
Football's fun.
Okay.
Now do you think football's fun? How about now?
There's no way anybody's
What
ever
they say,
stopped
I'm
you and said,
telling you.
I probably, no. Okay, whatever, Tyvis. Let's lie to the listeners.
Just telling you.
You know what? I get the same thing.
What they say?
Denzel? I'm like, no, Tito.
No.
They're like, aren't you
Matty Ice?
Sean Corby?
Right.
That's what they say. That's what they
Ice?
say.
Tressel thinks I look like Matty
Jim
Ice.
Tressel called him Ice. Do you remember that?
John Tressel, whatever his name
I forgot.
is.
They are doing a show at some charity outing, which Tito was late to.
No, I wasn't late to it. That's why I wasn't late to it. No, I wasn't.
You were late.
No,
you were late. And then they have the great Jim Tressel on, and since he's filling in on Rothman and Ice, they get like 10 seconds into the conversation, and Tressel looks to Anthony and says, Anthony, and looks over to Tito and says, Ice, good to see you.
I wasn't late.
You are. You know what? I believe that you were on time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was.
Tito's down.
You used to skate into our fantasy football show like seconds before it started.
Do you know why?
You big timed me back then.
He
Like
used
10
to
years ago.
skate into our post-game show that we did, too. We used to
one time I was late to that, Bone. Don't even.
Tito, you've been late.
Tito,
before?
wait.
No.
Tito, where did you
gotta
live?
watch this
at
guy.
the time we used to do the post-game show for Buckeye football.
It was
you used to
way
live
out
where?
in Upper Arlington. It was.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
Look,
Oh, my God.
No,
Yeah.
here's what
I was
happened.
like,
You
one
live
time.
right in
And
the
here's what
center of the
happened.
city.
I get a call from this guy going, hey, traffic's a little busy out here. It's like, it's post-game of Ohio State football, and you're in UA.
I know.
What do you think the traffic's going to be like?
Man,
Of course,
by the way, must be nice. Upper Arlington?
No, lower Upper Arlington.
You have a black Lincoln Continental drop you off at the station, too?
I used to make the joke. I used to live like 2 blocks and $2 million away from Spielman. So it's Lower Arlington's where I'm at. Okay, it's not Upper Arlington.
One of those 1960s builds, right?
Yeah. Not a lot of updates done on my house.
You lived in the house that Herbie burned down so he could build a bigger house.
You know,
That's
it's
right.
close to that. It was close to that. I remember that happened. That whole thing. I had no idea what the story behind it was until I saw it go down. Then I saw the story. I was like, oh.
That was back when you could donate your house.
Right.
And then burn it, and then you got it as a tax write-off.
Right.
And then they finally realized, hey, we're letting people write off like $500,000 for no reason.
Right.
Tito
That's
lives
probably
in the
not a
wreck
great
yard.
In the house now.
I caught a lot of the smoke.
There you go.
I thought you was gonna say this is some Andre Rison and left eye
Left
stuff.
eye.
Burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Left Eye.
He's been there.
Yeah, right.
R.I.P. Left eye.
What's coming up on the Buckeye show tonight?
Oh, hell, I don't know. No, so we're going to talk about some shade being thrown at the Buckeyes. Tyvis, yeah, you got the show sheet. We're going to talk about something the Big Ten does that the SEC might be doing next. And we got some...
we talked about that.
We ruined that a little bit for you, but that's all right. You
We
get to that
seen
later.
it.
It's okay.
You seen it?
No, that's good. You can talk about it
It
again.
kind of takes
They
some
watered
wind
it
of our
down a
sails
little
now.
bit.
Did you?
I guess we were next along
Y'all just
segment on
watered
who
it
else does
down.
Tyvis look like?
No, we got to check on
You see,
Bodie.
Urban was talking.
We got to check on Bodie.
Oh, I know. Wellness check. There he is.
He's
no.
yeah.
I didn't even want to text you last night. I felt so bad.
You see the shirt he's wearing?
Oh, sorry, Bodie. I watched it also. Bodie, I'm with you,
We in
buddy.
the same
Yeah, I know.
boat, Bodie.
I know.
Don't you
He's still locked in.
Bodie is a big Celtics fan.
He's still repping.
Paul Pierce had said on TV the other day, if the Celtics lose game 2, I will walk from my house.
He did.
17 plus miles, I think.
20.2 miles.
Oh, 20.2 miles. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He paid off on the bet, and good for Paul Pierce for having a sense of humor. He walked all the way in. It took him like 11 hours.
Did he say he was going to do it like a robe?
He said
wore a robe.
was in a robe.
He wore a robe.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett was driving by taunting him. And then the best part is they bring it. He comes into the studio in a wheelchair. Paul Pierce in a wheelchair off the, when he got injured, and they took him back in the wheelchair.
You're going to say injured?
No, injured. Air quote, the whole thing.
He had to poop.
That's
yes.
I can only imagine me saying something like that and then watching them lose. My heart would break. Like, wow.
I'm not convinced Pierce walked the whole time. I think that somebody picked him up and drove him part of the way.
Maybe, but he looked like someone who had walked a long way. He looked pretty tired by the end. All right, that's Buckeye Show coming up next. Back page time is now. Let's hit it.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Back page, hit it.
Oh, sorry,
All
Tito.
right, this, I want some guesses from you guys. This was a little Reddit ranker. Saw this headline from the New York Post. This country has the most beautiful women in the world, and it's a short flight from the U.S. I'll tell you where the U.S. ranks in this list, but any guesses on like the top 5, number 1 overall?
I've seen the list, so I can't guess.
The country with the most beautiful women.
Italy.
And it's a short flight.
Italy's not in the top 5.
UK.
No.
God, no, you seen the UK women? No offense out there.
All right, Charles Barkley.
This is good. Tito. Yeah, what do you think of San Antonio? Eating those churros,
Send
right?
them down to Galveston. Send them that dirty water in Galveston.
I'm going to say Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico's good.
Good
but
guess.
It's not on the list.
Number 1 overall, Colombia.
Oh, there you go.
We're not going there just for the coffee. They have the most beautiful women in the world. Number
the drugs.
2, and the Coke, right? Number 2 is Poland. Then
No way.
Greece, Russia, and the Czech Republic, rounding out the top 5.
Okay.
Now, the U.S. clocked in here at number 8. That's, pretty
Top
good
10.
ranking. Yeah. They are just behind Iceland and just ahead of Brazil.
There's like 8
Good
women
on
in
the
Iceland.
U.S. More beautiful women than Brazil.
I went to Brazil.
8 women in Iceland, right?
Sweden, number 6.
They're all hot, though, Tito.
I say at
They're
least
all
6 of
great.
them must be hot.
Yeah, there you go.
Iceland.
Sweden,
Japan checking in at number 10. to
Every
round out
time
the
I
top
think
10.
of Iceland, I think of the Mighty Ducks.
Oh,
that's right.
Good call.
Yeah,
that's right.
Is that the Mighty Ducks?
The team and
Gordon
the hot assistant coach.
Gordon Bombay started messing with the coach, sleeping with the enemy, huh?
Bad
coach?
deal. Bad move, Bombay. Quack, quack.
Buckeye Show is next. We will see you for a big Friday show tomorrow. It is T-Bone and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a 15-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 270. And there's slower traffic on northbound 270 on the west outer belt from Tuttle Crossing Boulevard to 33. This report is sponsored by Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell, Divorce and Family Law. Call 866-323-7529. That's 866-323-7529. Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on. CordellCordell.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Bands are us when dreams sunk in. Bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us when dreams sunk in. Bands are us.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. What if you could bank that equity right now? With Truehold, you can sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. Truehold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since Truehold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit Truehold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours, based on its current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
This is the Cincinnati Reds Down on the Farm Minor League Report, brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. A key rehab assignment kicks off this week's report. Reds catcher Tyler Stevenson has been getting himself ready to return to the big club with a stint with the Bats in Louisville. In 8 games at AAA, Stevenson put together 28 at-bats, had 3 hits with a double and a home run. He walked 6 times, struck out 9, drove in 2, and scored 4 times. The 2015 first-round pick has been activated and will be with the Reds this weekend when they take on the Washington Nationals at Great American Ballpark. The club's number 6 prospect, right-handed pitcher Chase Petty, got his first taste of the big leagues in the second game of a doubleheader against the St. Louis Cardinals on Wednesday at Great American Ballpark. It didn't go real well. He went 2 1/3 innings, giving up 9 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, and walked 2 in the Reds' 9-1 loss. Petty was the first-round pick of the Minnesota Twins in the 2021 draft and was acquired by the Reds in the Sonny Gray deal. Just a tough one was how Petty put it. We'll look forward to seeing him again soon at Great American Ballpark. The Down on the Farm Minor League Report is brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put their financial strength behind you. Visit westernsouthern.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Want to learn about Pick 4 from the Ohio Lottery? Okay, Pick 4 is a daily draw game where you pick 4 individual numbers between 0 and 9 that can be played straight, where each number must be drawn in an exact order or box where they can be drawn in any order. You can win up to $2,500 on a 50-cent bet. Learn more at OhioLottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio?